Appreciate it. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna call this lovely boy and have a word with him about his actions. Yeah, let's move this here. Very good. And go here. He says, call me. Try and cut the shit out of my background. Oh, no, you're fine. My background's got some absolute shit as well. Don't even stress it. Oh, wait, you're talking about background shit? I don't know. Let's delve in and see what he means. All right, I'm calling. Hotline bling, baby. Will he answer? That's the question. Will he answer the call? Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, what's up, dude?
What's going on, big dog?
Hey, big dog. Oof. No one's ever called me big dog before. This is often because I love it. All right, I'm feeling real good.
They normally just call you daddy, or?
They do. It's a real Twitch thing, isn't it? The whole daddy thing. What do you think the go with that? Where do you think that fucking came from?
That didn't come from Twitch, my friend. That did not come from Twitch. I'll tell you that much right now.
Delve deep. You seem to know more about this. My mum's watching. I can't let on that I know where it's from.
No. It came from Sesame Street, and it was definitely that guy in the bin. Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, I heard it was the guy that was the red person, that the red puppet that laughed a lot, which I actually think is true. Unfortunately, I think he was a bit of a creeper. I don't know if you know the history of Sesame Street, but it goes deep. Literally.
A lot of hands in things.
A lot of, you know what? As if we trusted. Oh no, we know the scene is still on start. So we have not started yet. Don't you worry.
No, we haven't started.
This is
us just saying hello.
This is pre-stream banter. But yeah, look, we shouldn't have trusted those motherfuckers from day one. You know what I mean? It was like the signs were in front of us the whole time.
As soon as they were trying to teach me a word a day, I said, these guys are trying to fucking give me propaganda. I'm out. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I'm glad I got out. I'm glad I got out when I did.
Goddamn Sesame Street trying to brainwash us.
I know. It might be too late. We might be, we probably just don't know it's already happened. Yeah. Tex, how you feeling, dude?
I'm feeling all right. I'm not going to lie. I woke up about an hour ago because my sleep schedule is cooked.
Same here, dude. Holy shit. All right. Well, we're in the same boat then. That's great. I'm loving it. All right. Let's jump in, my friend. I have no music or anything, so I just do one of these. Bam. Here we are. OzzyTex, welcome to the podcast. Oh.
If you'd like to imagine some elevator music behind the podcast, please do.
Just do that. Yeah. Just fill in the blanks yourself. Don't let us do all the work. This is hard enough as it is. You know what I mean?
This is your moment. You can sit there and play whatever music in the background you like.
Exactly. It's a very audience participation style podcast.
It's like an open source podcast. You get to do whatever the fuck you like.
Also, quick question: how's he sound to you guys? Is he a good volume? Is he a bit cheeky? A bit loud? A bit? Am
I tantalizing your ear holes?
Yeah. Tell me everything. Is he good? You look good by the levels there. So I think so. You might be good. Tex, what's been happening, man? How's life been treating you?
Good. As good as life can treat me. I'm still here. I'm still eating every day. So that's a positive, mate.
That is good to hear, man. That's the best answer I could ever hope for, because I know that you've had, not trying to deep dive straight into it, but I may as well just ask straight away.
No, he's straight in the deep.
Straight into it, because you had a couple of injuries recently, yeah? You've had a couple of mishaps.
First main injury that I ever had was I was playing football when I was about 20, and this is AFL, so there's a lot of kicking, and it was the end of a warm-up drill, and it was the very last kick of the drill, and I kicked through, and I snapped the ligaments across my coccyx of my back, and I kind of just couldn't walk or move, and I just fell on my back, and everyone... Because the drill was over, everyone was like, "Yeah, righto, good boys." Fucking slap on the ass. They're all running towards the clubhouse, and I'm in the middle of the oval on my back, on fucking help me.
Holy shit!
And it took a while it took me about 3 months to do the rehab for that one, and then the last year I was literally getting up on the couch, and I did the same muscles and popped 3 discs off in my back, getting up off the couch, and it totally just ruined me for 2-3 months, so I could barely do any streaming.
It's crazy. It's sometimes the littlest things, isn't it? Yeah, what kind of doggo is it? It's so cute.
This is a Wolfian cross Staghound.
Oh wow, big
Gotcha.
doggos, man.
This is Major,
We got
and
another one.
this little fucking terror. I was looking for things.
Oh goodness, so
This is
cute.
Chief, Major and
Chief.
Chief.
Oh, those are some strong names. Strong. Do you find they ever have scuffles? I have two little puppers, and these have scuffles all the time.
This one's just a reincarnated human. He doesn't do fucking anything a dog normally does. Yeah, apart from ask for pats.
Yeah.
He lies around and does fuck all. The other one is an absolute terror. Tries to bite his legs and start fights, and the other one's like, "Fuck off, man!
See,
I just want to sleep."
I was going to say that because that's where the whole small dog syndrome thing comes from, isn't it? Where because I feel like it's the little dogs that usually are the feistiest. Because my dogs are both little, but they always act like they're tough shit when there's a window or something behind them and danger. As soon as there's no window, they're like they'll roll over and concede.
Look, this guy, like I said, this guy is the friendliest dog in the world. As soon as I introduce you, he knows all of the Domino's delivery drivers now, but when he didn't know them, he hit the fucking door so hard that one of them fell over and dropped everything because they're like, "Ah!"
He looks
like,
very
"Come on."
kind though. You know when dogs have that kind look? It's kind of like, it's funny. You don't see dogs that have a kind look really ever attack people. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, is it a perception thing where you see like a dog that looks aggressive and they have that aggressive look, but then they can be aggressive, but dogs that look gentle are gentle. It's a bit of a weird thing, isn't it? Like,
So what you're saying is all Jack Russells are pricks.
no, not at all. But I find that you don't hear of like the really soft, fluffy dogs so much attacking. But maybe do you reckon it's media that spins that shit?
100%. They're all ankle biters, those little fluff things.
Yeah.
They're the ones when they get older, they just become an absolute bastard.
Yeah.
They just bark at everything that walks past. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, media's a bit of a funny thing, isn't it? It's hard to differentiate what's real and what's not. And I think it's slowly coming to light with the internet that now we don't have that traditional. What was it the other day? It was, I think it was just with all that drama and shit that unfolded on the news, obviously in New Zealand and stuff. I don't want to get too much, obviously, at all into that, but just the way that traditional media spins all that shit as opposed to what you see on the internet and social media now. It's almost like, thank fuck we have traditional media like social media so we can actually see what the truth is now. Because I think back in the day, man, you just had no chance.
It's a weird one because the traditional news that you're talking about is like Channel 7 and that, and they're all just looking for the next clickbait. And then you're saying that the truth and gospel is social media, which couldn't be further from the truth, because I only have to look through Twitter and go, can you, like, this is the thing that annoys me about Twitter. We're completely off topic within 3 minutes.
No, this is exactly what this podcast is. Yeah.
But what annoys me about Twitter is, like, can everyone just fucking harden up? Like, when you're scrolling through Twitter and you see something you don't like, just fucking keep scrolling. It's not hard to not leave a comment. Some drama.
Exactly. Oh, I left my thing. Peachy, thank you for the follow, by the way.
People that comment and like want to cause drama are people that are bored because they're sitting there going, I can like do something for 2.5 hours. I can reply to comments on Twitter. I don't have time for that.
It's funny because I actually have a conversation I wanted to bring up actually later in the podcast about something that happened recently, which is very on point with this kind of drama of Twitter and whatnot. And I totally get what you're saying. Like, I guess for me, I'm saying, Twitter, you have to be skeptical and you have to make your own decision, but at least you've got more chance of being able to discern what's real and what's fake. But I think there was something recently with someone posted a tweet. I'm not going to name names. It was in the gaming community. Someone posted a tweet that was based around, it was somewhat seen as a homophobic tweet. They said saying along the lines of that that they don't get people that are gender fluid. They don't get it, which is fine. You know, and that's not the issue. Like, I mean, look, that I think everyone should be able to have their say. It is what it is. But a lot of the people that obviously think otherwise to that person jump down their throat is what it is.
Yeah,
but a few people lost their roles in a few esports organizations because they liked the tweet. They didn't comment. They liked the tweet and they end up losing.
Okay.
What's your stance on like the way social media is going with this shit? Like, it's a bit of a scary point in time where you can essentially lose your job or lose what you've worked for just from liking a tweet at this point. Like,
Well, I think if you're in a position and like you can do whatever you want, like I have in my little bio.
I
Because
saw you have my views are
My views are my own. But let's be honest, if I fucked up, I'd be straight out.
Yeah.
But and there's nothing wrong with that. It's protecting your brand. I'm one little person. Like, for instance, at the moment I'm working at Woolies. If I died, tomorrow they'd be advertising a fucking job, or in a week they'd advertise for another person. I'm just a number.
Yeah.
When you're representing a brand, okay, unless you're one of the founding fathers and been through the entire journey of that business, they've got no reason to stick by me. Like, if I'm damaging the brand that they've built, why would they stick about me? And
no, true.
It's perception. If you've got thousands of people, you know, getting angry because this person's liked a tweet,
is it worth it to the brand? The damage
is it worth it to the brand? And as soon as you do something on social media, as you know, screenshot, fucking go on. So there's no unliking it and then
exactly, and that's what happened. People were screenshotting the list and going through it.
That's right.
But okay, so next question, I guess, is what do you think about the hordes of people that do stuff like that? Like, I mean, this whole outrage culture and people just trying. It's interesting because these people, like, I'm not picking a side in this. I'm kind of neutral, but when these people are essentially wanting their equality and whatnot, which is fine, I'm all for it. But then they attack people for their opinions. That's not so much equality, but then which is fine. But then they're people losing jobs over it. It's a weird
it's a weird thing, and it's one of those ones where if you have an opinion or you would like to voice a side or maybe you know, provide some information to that person to maybe better educate them on the situation, do it via a DM. You don't have to fucking do it out in the public eye. You can send them a message saying, hey, you know, I saw your message, I saw your opinion. Here's some further background around that, you know, scenario or subject that might, you know, change your mind or give you some better insight into the other side of things. Because there's always a right or left, right wing type of thing.
Now it's tricky, man. Twitter, I was actually going to ask you about Twitter in general, just because I think your Twitter etiquette is on point. I'm terrible with Twitter. I never know what to write. Don't give me that face.
Where's Blackbeard on
you know chat? Really? No, I think you have a real way of writing things. You have a real way of connecting with people on Twitter, which a lot of people don't have.
Yeah, it's either 50-50 with my tweets, though, isn't it? It's like either I'm calling someone a fucking cunt or I'm a very sincere person.
Do you ever feel like you need to dance around? Like, have you written tweets? I know a lot of people recently are talking about...
Yep, 100%. I've written tweets and deleted them.
Yeah.
Yeah, not because I don't want to voice my opinion, but one, the way that people perceive things is like, I can't get through my opinion via text because the way that this is going to be interpreted, because I'm not putting a tone of voice to it.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing about it. Not being people don't read the in between the lines and the tone of the messages and whatnot, and that's been since the dawn of messaging has been a real struggle. I think it's one of those things. I think I'm always a little bit scared to write a tweet. And I always get to the point where I think, is it worth it? I go to write something, voicing a slight opinion or a thought on something. And I've always, that's why my Twitter is just advertising my shit.
Yeah,
which I feel terrible about.
And and I'm sure we're going to get back to the very first questions that you would have had like 5 questions where you would have had like just a foundation and we've got
of course. Hey, this stream jumps into it. I have no problem. I've got a whole bunch we can
like there is a nice bitumen highway and just some fucked dirt road off to the side and we've just taken it.
Yeah.
Look, it's one of those things where I use Twitter. And I never used Twitter before I started streaming. I had it once when I was in uni, and that was to follow LeBron James because I couldn't be fucked watching basketball games and I just want to watch highlights. And then I created it for Twitter because I was like, okay, everyone that I'm kind of getting into and looking into has Twitter. I started looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I get to follow only the people I want. I don't get bombarded by 1,000 Facebook ads and videos trying to show me a fluffy kitten that all of a sudden I'm down a deep and dark fucking 3 a.m. corridor looking at either cats or alien conspiracy theories. It's just good. Twitter's good. And the only issue is that when people start the drama and you just got to go, okay, I'm seeing this, and all right, I'm gonna put up a situation where I put my neck out on the line about 3 weeks ago for a gentleman.
I think I saw.
I don't know if you saw this.
I did see, yeah.
I'll leave the streamers' names and everything out, but essentially he went into a female stream. He was looking for someone to host. He was like 15 hours into his Apex stream at the stage. He was looking for someone to host. He put her stream up on his channel to, check him out and make sure they got a mic and everything. Kind of worded it wrong in his message saying, I've got you up on my stream at the moment. And she kind of took offense to that. So he straight away got out, but his chat said a few things. As you know, chat can get a little bit rowdy. Maybe chucking some thoughts and stuff like that. Maybe.
And that was in the young
was in
man's
his chat.
Yeah, okay, right. And I heard they went back and watched
from
the
there is she went back and watched his VOD to see what happened, and then just literally took pictures of the chat
out of context and
kind of started a white knight attack on him.
Yeah,
he doesn't have Twitter for once, so he couldn't respond. Yeah, and she said that about the last 6 VODs he's gone in and abused people and stuff like that in his chat. So I literally sat there for 2.5 hours going through all of his VODs, and I went through it, and there was not a single case of him putting another stream up on a stream, apart from when he hosted one other lady, and it was literally, she's playing Apex and hosted. And I was like, how do you say that without the evidence? And I've spent fucking 2.5 hours of my life going through, and then I obviously put all the tweets out, and I said, look, this is not quite right. And I went in and had a chat with him. I contacted him on Discord because I was like, bro, do you know this is how going on? He's like, I don't know what to do. I feel personally attacked. Like, I was just trying to find someone to host. So it's one of those things where everyone got on the back of this tweet, and I'm seeing big names in the ANZ community going, this is disgraceful. I can't believe this. Yeah. And I'm like, hold on a fucking second here. This guy's just trying to find someone to host. He's got fucking a Macca's thing in one hand and a cheeseburger in the other, just trying to find someone to host while he eats, and he's getting white-knighted. And I'm like, hold on. Like, so...
Isn't it funny, though, because that is just the internet in a nutshell. Like, it is very much now, you can throw an accusation out, and it doesn't matter if it has any evidence whatsoever, it can end you. And that's a terrifying thought.
If people have a large following or are known within the community, like, people will take that first instance with a grain of salt because they trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they believe that they'd be going along the right. And she might have... She had offense, and she had a reason to report him for bringing her stuff up on the stream. But I tell you right now that if anyone was chilling there for 3 minutes trying to eat some food and they wanted to bring my stream up, that's more advertisement for me.
Exactly.
Bring it on.
Exactly.
As long as you don't have trolls, because I'll fucking swing that band hammer quicker than anything. They can come on in.
100%. I was also going to say, the one thing I found actually recently in the last only week or so, I got to the point where I was like, why am I putting up with all these people on Twitter that maybe I don't want to unfollow because I don't want them to feel like perhaps I don't give a shit about them, but I can't read any more of their shit. And just the mute button is just incredible. You can still follow them, but you can mute people. You don't have to hear all their kind of drama and maybe whining about stuff that you don't care about. And my Twitter, I just went through a big purge where a few people are unfollowed and whatnot, but it was so easy. And I think
I know what you mean. I've had to mute a few people because, like, the stuff that they retweet, you think, did you run into a doorpost as a small child?
Yeah. Or... You got to wonder. Yeah. I'm even so careful. See, I overthink way too much. Like, I'm too careful about liking tweets, too worried about retweeting stuff because I worry that people are going to get annoyed at me for sharing in a way, because Twitter's a weird ball game. It doesn't... You see a lot of shit that you don't follow because of what people like and retweet. I think it tripped me out when I got into it, but it is what it is. It's a powerful tool for streaming, and I was the same as you. I only got Twitter because of streaming, because everyone else did. So
I remember one of the streams I came in. Sorry.
No.
You were like, I don't know how to do this networking thing on Twitter. I see you flagging out tweets all over the place. The issue is, I've got fuck all followers. I just tweet whatever I want. I don't have to worry too much, mate. Like,
yeah, well, but then
I'm only a small fish.
But then when you start growing, that's the thing. Like any person
They can go back through my feed.
growing a brand, and what you said there, I want to come back on that as well, going back through your feed. But anyone can grow a brand, and you see how people will grow a brand. And at the start, no matter if it's like a YouTube video series or they're a streamer, take Ninja for example, they start just saying whatever the fuck they want because it doesn't matter. But then when they get to a point, there's a point where they're like, oh shit, if I want sponsorships and I want to keep doing this and I want to live off it, I have to be so careful. And people become quite watered down, and it's a bit of a shame that it gets that way because people feel like they can't just be what got them to that point because people will attack them for it. I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think it's something that needs to change, or do you think it's something that is a good way of how it goes over time?
And you kind of brought this up with Coffee on Monday with, like, you know, people changing the way that they kind of stream or, you know, stop swearing kind of things to, you know, appeal to a different demographic. But the thing about that is, you can groom yourself for that stuff. But I've got a very good mate. I won't call him out here, but I know everything that he says on Twitter is practically like a complete contradiction to what I'd know if he was in real life. And you just go, yeah.
In a good, like, Twitter is like he's a bit more toxic on Twitter, or?
No, as he puts his little PC hat on and makes sure that he doesn't say too much on Twitter. But in real life, he would have, and it would all be in good banter. Everything would be in good banter.
Yeah.
But he would like to, like, if it was him. So when he puts out a nice tweet, I go, that's a fucking troll tweet.
Yeah, right.
That's not what you.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Not you.
But does he put them out to troll, or does he put them out just to be on the good side of where the world is?
People in chat having a bit of a laugh. They know who I'm fucking talking about.
I wish I knew who it was. You might have to tell me later who it is. I'm curious. Also, but I wanted to then say as well, because you said people can go back through my tweets, but we're hearing about people that are getting called out for tweets that they made like 10 years ago and losing jobs. Like James Gunn, is that the Guardians of the Galaxy guy?
If someone brought in a tweet from 10 years ago for me, I'd just go, here's a picture from 2009, mate, where I look like a 70-kilo lizard king. All right, if you really wanted some dirt, here you go. I'll give you all the evidence you need.
But it doesn't seem to matter anymore. That's the thing. It doesn't matter where you were in your life or what you're doing. They'll dig it up, and people just it's a scary thought. That's what I'm scared of now. Is that right now it doesn't. There's no impact of what I write. But what if I end up getting to some point of having a following, and then someone wants to break me down? They search all my tweets and they just destroy me because of something I said a while back that was a view that I thought no one would really care about. And it's a terrifying place, and that's why Twitter is just, for me, that's why I kind of want to pick your brain about, because you're so much more open and honest on Twitter. You talk a lot. You just have a lot to say on it, where I feel like I can't say much on it because of my fears of what could come hold me back.
I just think, if you're true and honest in your stuff, then you're not going to be found out. Like, if I sat there and put my PC hat on and agreed with everything on Twitter and put some nice things on Twitter, and then people watch my stream and I'm a completely different person than the personality I'm on Twitter, like, you get called out quicker than anything. So why not just be yourself?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I come across as a pretty brutish fucking kind of aggressive sometimes person, but generally I care about everyone. Yeah. My whole thing is like building a community that supports each other. So as much as I give people shit, I expect 10 times shit back. And if they fuck up in trying to banter me out, then I will roast them so hard that they will go through 1,000 coals.
Do you ever find that you come across people, like, do you feel like for people to be your friend, they have to be a certain type of person? Or do you think, because some people struggle with the banter, you know what I mean? Like, some people can't handle it. Do you ever find people
can't handle the banter? And like, I've had a lot of messages as a community leader we're probably going to get back to how we started and stuff like that.
We will,
but
yeah.
when we get back to it, I get a lot of DMs just with, banter in the Discord, and some people take it certain ways. And then as a community leader, you got to DM those people and say, hey man, can you calm down on this side of subject? Can you
Yeah.
stop fucking doing this?
Yeah.
Lately, I've just been going in and saying, can you guys cut the fucking shit?
And
Practically.
And it's hard in a way because you don't want to be like the dad. You don't want to be the one ruining the fun. Do you find it's hard to do that, or do you just you see it needs to be done?
Everyone knows that when I say something, I'm either a fun killer or I'm there to entice the banner and maybe poke someone and go, come on, fucking get into it. Go on, go on. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, bringing it full circle because we were talking about the injury.
Yeah.
And
the injury, and then dogs, and then
we went right down the rabbit hole, which I love. I was thinking of calling this podcast after Twitchy was on. We're laughing how I should call it the tangent because it's just a whole bunch of tangents. But I love it.
Go on, keep going.
No, so this injury that you had, it terrifies me that sometimes the most simple things can be the thing that fucks you up. I feel I like whenever I pull my back. Because I've pulled my back a few times, recently, and it's always the most simple shit that does it. It's not like I was doing some sort of triple backflip, double somersault with pike or something.
That's only on the weekends,
exactly. Yeah. When you pulled it, obviously, well, it wasn't pull it. What did you say it was? You kicked a footy.
Yeah, when I was so the same thing I've been doing the entire year, same movement. Kicked a footy and it just snapped. When I extended my leg past my hip, as you do with a full extension kick, it kind of comes up with where your head is. It just too much pressure on those lower ligaments and just snapped them.
So you played AFL before that happened.
Correct. I lived in New South Wales until I was 16, and then my mum and dad shipped me down to Victoria when they bought a farm down there. All right. The old man ended up working back up in New South Wales. So this is a little bit of background on old Texie. Yeah. Old man moved back up to New South Wales to work, and I was coming home from school every single day, seeing mum fucking crying because she was depressed because she could only see dad during the school holidays. Wow. And I just walked in one day when I was at the end of year 11 and said, "Fuck this! Pack all your shit, move up there. I'll move into town." So I moved into town. When I was 17, had a little small flat there, worked at an IT store a little bit, get cash there. Mum and dad helped pay the rent a bit. And then, so I did all of year 12 practically by myself. And then from there, I went down to Melbourne from uni there. So it's just one of those things when you see, the people that you care about going through things, sometimes you just got to be unselfish. Yeah. It would have been selfish for me to, keep mum there, so that was the way I was thinking about it. So
you've had to grow up fast. I
did grow up fast. I went from 70 kilos to 105 in 1 year without the gym, and that was just from natural growth. Really? That's why my back snapped, because I grew too quick. I went from 72 kilos 1 year, and halfway through the next year I was 92, and then I was 105. All from natural growth.
Just growth spurt. My God, where was mine? You took it all, apparently.
I took it all.
Jesus.
Yeah. I went from a 70-kilo string bean to a big boy rolling around at centre half forward. And then from there, when I did my back, that's when I got fat.
Holy shit. So I was actually...
muscle until then.
So that's the thing. I saw a tweet the other day that you had said... Because I know you're a bit of a Dan Pence fan.
I love a bit of Pensy, man.
Well, great thing is he's on the podcast next week.
Good.
Very exciting.
That's what I like to hear. He's an absolute gem.
Well, I swear I read a tweet. I could be wrong because I went to search for it again last night.
Oh, mate, so far your Twitter research has been great. Go on.
Really? Okay, well, it might be gone. I actually I saw this tweet and I jotted it down in my notes, just the basic gist of it to bring up because apparently it's been an inspiration on your fitness journey as well.
100%.
You've lost a lot of weight recently, which is big congrats, obviously.
So another thing about me, I quit my career in banking 7.5 years, middle of last year.
Yep.
And that was mainly because I had chronic insomnia, as in I was probably on about half an hour to an hour's sleep a night. Whoa. And a few other things. And I was 133 kilos, I think. That's what I mean. When I did my back, I took 2 years off football, just become a fat fuck. Wow. So I was scrolling through the IRL streams mainly because I just wanted to have a bit of a laugh. You know how just chatting used to be? You just go in there and you'd be like, okay, this guy is like 400 pounds lying on the couch without a shirt on with a laptop, and fuck, he's got like 1,000 viewers. This is living Barry.
Oh, 100%.
And so I was looking for a couple of those just to, have a bit of a giggle at, maybe find someone that I do like. And then I was scrolling through and I saw this fucking masculine beast with a beard, which his name was Dan Pence. He's like at-home worker, gamer, and I was like, this guy's a gamer. Can he even fucking hold a controller? It'd feel like he's picking up a grain of rice.
Yeah,
the way those arms are. So there's Peachy with the doggos, and I went in there and he's doing the home workout stream, and I was like, fuck it, I'll get up and do it. I've got a pretty open space here, and I started doing it from there, and it was like, okay, I can do this like 10-15 minute home workout. If I'm feeling absolutely wrecked, because I was at that stage, I could barely scream or do anything because I was so tired. And so I ended up doing that. And since August last year until now, I think I've lost 34 kilos.
Holy fuck.
And that's no gym, just home exercises and working like a motherfucker when I go to work.
It can be done. That's the thing. You don't need a gym, huh?
I still eat a couple of pizzas a week. Fuck yeah, Domino's.
There you go. I mean, that's the thing. People, I think, get it so wrong. I'm not a big fitness buff. I've tried my hand at it a few times, and I do want to get back into trying to, keep myself healthy and whatnot. But I think people just get this weird misconception. Fitness has become a real trend, I find, in recent times. Obviously, with like even active wear and whatnot. But I think people have kind of gotten the wrong idea about what you need to get healthy. Sometimes it's just a simple start. People feel like they need to sign up for a gym and go there 5 days a week and do some crazy workouts.
The thing is, and the biggest thing is, the main thing is that I see is when people sign up to gyms, is they go, fuck yeah, gonna lose some weight. And then they go to the front door and they go, there's a lot of ripped people in there, and I feel intimidated, and I'm going to go home and sit on the couch and watch Game of Thrones reruns.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who did I play footy for? Just a country town down there, Tintinus, Swan Hill. What was I fucking going on about? I just read that and it completely threw me off.
Home workout,
intimidation. The biggest thing is everyone's, and I had a lady's comment yesterday, is like the motivation or the intimidation factor of going to the gym. I'm like, okay, here's the thing about the gym, is 100% of the people in that gym have paid money to work on a goal, whether it's losing weight, maintaining weight, or gaining weight.
Yeah.
So they're all in there trying to work on something.
Yeah.
So if you're intimidated, go in there. They're all got insecurities. Yeah. Everyone does. It's whether it's trying to make sure you don't gain weight, so they're in there maintaining, losing, or mate, I need to put in that little bit of centimeter on the tricep. Dan Pence just in there, mate. Yeah. So it's one of those things. Like if you're intimidated to go to the gym, think about that. And if you are intimidated, look up home workouts, do HIIT exercises, and just do 10 minutes a day makes a massive difference.
Yeah, wow. What's your goal? Like, what's the end goal for fitness? Is it just in general, like, what do you want to be, a Dan Pence, like, ripped beast, or like are you just happy to
not a fucking
maintain?
chance. One, I couldn't afford the food that man puts into his mouth. Secondly, that's my goal weight is just to get back and then see a couple of abs again, which I've got top two are back.
Ooh,
it's just the rest I've got to work on. Yeah. So when I get to that stage, I'll start thinking about if I can play sport again, because at the moment, like, it's not my back's still cooked, to be perfectly honest. Like, if I didn't have my $5 Kmart hard foam roller that I religiously roll on like a dog when it gets up and it does the downward dog stretch, I'd be absolutely cooked. I wouldn't even be sitting here.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny, those rollers. Actually, Tay, my wife, she had a leg injury. She swears by it. A blue little foam roller, and I've never had to use it, but she swears by it. She says it helps.
It's like a home chiropractor appointment.
Yeah, apparently. Goodness.
Not as good as the chiropractic appointment, but fuck,
gets
for
the job
$5,
done.
for $5,
Mate, you
you'll
can't
get
complain.
the uses out of that.
There
Yeah.
you go. Holy shit.
And for some reason, dogs don't chew it up. This little fuck chews
Yeah.
everything up in the house, but he does not touch that
And that
foam
is
roller.
maybe they
Can't fit his mouth around it. I don't
put
know.
something, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they put something on to make it a little bit unenticing. That wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. I was going to say as well, like with your AFL stuff, was it a goal to take that? Was that like
Nah.
it wasn't going to be a career or anything like that?
No, I started playing, like I said, I moved down to Victoria when I was 16. Before that, I referred to AFL as aerial ping pong, as most New South Wales people do. So when I moved down there, I had no idea of the rules or anything. And the first game I played, they've gone, "You're a tall motherfucker. We're going to put you in ruck." I'm like, I don't know what ruck is. Sure. And I took a mark, which I didn't know was a mark, stiff-armed this poor little kid, just fucking dropped him, and ran down the field. And I got pulled up for running too far, 15 metres apart. Like, if you run 15 metres without bouncing, it's a free for the other team. And I ran, and the whistle went off. And I'm like, looking at the ref like, the fucking sticks are like 100 metres down the field, mate. Why are you pulling me up here? I was livid. And then I had the runner come out and say, mate, you got to bounce the ball. I'm like, bounce a ball? Mate, I'm just trying to knock people over. Like, what is this?
Yeah, well, did you ever think about getting into NRL? Was that more like if you?
Nah. See, I was a weird kid. Like you said, I grew up really quick. I don't know why. It might have been because
I guess you just had to. I mean, for a lot of us.
Well, this is even before that. Like, okay, a little bit about old Texie. He used to be a bit of a drinker, and the old, like, when I was, say, 13, 14, everyone, all my mates were sitting there playing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't mind the shows, but didn't get into that. I was, like, on the weekends out with the year 11s and 12s having a few beers,
really?
That kind of thing. Like, my age group was like, I was sitting there going, okay, we're all sitting around on Game Boys. I'm over there chasing chicks with the boys. Like,
holy shit.
I was like, all my main friends were like 4 or 5 years above me.
What do you think? What do you think got you in with that group? Was it just that you naturally even maybe had a stature that was maybe of an older,
maybe.
I know for me, because I was a slender boy, I was usually with people like friends. My friends were usually a year or two younger than me. Like, do you think it's like an image thing that we look at people and we associate what group they fit into or what age they even fit into just by? Because I think I was talking to Ellie about this yesterday, about how we can just look at someone and we instantly, we just assume so much about someone on a whim, you know what I mean? Just by
100%. Like, one example I could say is like when I was in the bank, this surfy looking bloke breezes in, board shorts, dreadlocks, barely a fucking singlet hanging off the man. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? He's like, I just got to check my account. Have a look. He's got like $25 million sitting in term deposits. And you look at him and go, the fuck? This man is just like chilling. He's got a few investments. He just likes to go down the beach. Just likes to go down the beach having a surf in the morning, and you're like,
judge a book by its cover. I don't know if this is like a confidential question. Obviously, working in a bank, did you see any, like, seeing someone with like 25 mil? Did you see anyone that, like, what was like the craziest amount you saw ever? Like, was there something where you just thought that's fucking insane? And I mean, to you probably saw people with large sums all the time. It probably shattered my soul seeing what they have compared to what I have. But
oh, mate, it's hard when you're working with millions of dollars a day and you look at your account and go, that loaf of bread, fucking 10 cents more than the other one. Huh? Can't buy that.
Exactly. And you're probably like, holy shit, you break me up a piece of that. Man, some people have some cheddar. But I think that's the funny thing. I think in today's day and age, I think we're seeing that people that make their wealth, they're not so much the uptight, suit-wearing people that we expect them to be, because I think in this day and age it's really that internet culture, that internet money that people are going after, and you're seeing a lot more free-spirited people get a piece of that, which I'm liking that. It's not that you feel like you have to conform to a certain way maybe to fit into that role of being a millionaire or whatnot.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, so many people made a ton of money on cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And, like, between the time that I learnt what the fuck cryptocurrency was and by the time it all sold, I was like, yep, right, I didn't even have a chance to buy it. Like, it was like a couple of months and people made a squillion.
It's funny because I remember people talking about cryptocurrency when it seemed like the most redundant, pointless like meme.
And then all of a sudden
it blew up, and there was something about a kid. It's so about a kid. He was just buying like once a month this small sum of cryptocurrency. I guess this is a meme. I don't know. I don't even know. But then he became like, I don't know if he was a millionaire, but he had like a million or two in the bank, something like that, overnight, just from this ridiculous.
And then once that's all gone, they can either be idiots and buy ring, or they can start up their own business, and they've got all the foundations to do it. Yeah, like that's the hardest thing about starting a business is like the initial startup cost.
Yeah, that's 100% true. And I've also noticed as well, even with did you get into crypto at all? Were you
negative?
You didn't,
mate.
Yeah, didn't dive in. It was like,
like I said, I was sitting there looking at the accounts, going, loaf of bread, 10 cents more, can't afford it.
Yeah,
like
100%.
I wasn't even thinking about investing in cryptocurrency.
In a way, it's a bit of a like. I guess once it came to light and it blew up for whatever reason, I still don't even know. It was something I guess to do with the stock markets and whatnot. But I mean, it's a bit of a rich get richer when it's hard to. I guess in that sense, it wasn't a rich get richer. A lot of people that invested in it were just.
It was probably one of the best like poor man get rich quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Things that happened.
But then a lot of people
tried to jump on it.
Exactly, it was too late. It's luck there.
This is the thing people don't understand is like if there is a limited number of things, it's called a demand. As soon as you start inflating the market,
there's no demand.
The price goes down.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh my God, cryptocurrency is the best. I'm going to buy some. And then they're like, why are we losing money? Because you're a dickhead. You're buying with the sheep. Yeah, because you're buying with the sheep. You're past the
for a minute there, one crypto was like $1,000 or something. I'm pulling that number out of my ass, but it was something ridiculous.
Yeah, like it was so ridiculous that they were installing Bitcoin fucking ATMs around the cities. Like you could go in and go, here's $100 note. I would like 0.23 Bitcoin, thank you. And it would give you a thing with
Well, even I see people around Twitch, and they're like, we accept as donations cryptocurrency and whatnot.
Yeah,
I still don't understand how that works if it's so expensive. What are people going to be slinging people like one
0.00? Yeah, it literally would be 0.0001, like that kind of stuff.
It's so weird.
I sit there and go, yeah, I can't be fucked setting all like cryptocurrency donation stuff up, eh? That's a lot of work.
For who to come through and actually sling me
for that one guy that does have a cryptocurrency account.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, he probably is the millionaire that we should be actually setting up for because he could just drop $10,000 on us.
That is true. What do you think? Do you think it's dead? Do you think that cryptocurrency is?
No, it'll be there.
There's future.
There's always going to be something. Like the only thing that's standed the test of time and kept its value the entire time is gold.
That's true. Yeah. Do you think gold is going to lose worth?
No, you can't. You can't lose out on gold because there's only so much of it, because it's a finite resource. And like if you go to India, gold is like one of the biggest currencies. Like it's massive over there.
Yeah.
So like
wow.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a trip, man. Well, get some while you can. That's what we're saying.
Oh yeah, slap some gold on your wrists, ladies and gentlemen. Like all those people going, oh, I like the look of silver. I'm gonna get white gold.
Fuck that. Get in that gold market.
Yeah. Start a little like thing, put an X on a map, dig a hole, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, hundo, man. Hey, hopefully one day. I was going to dive into a bit of game talk. Obviously, you're a bit of a gamer. I know you're a bit competitive. We actually first bumped into each other, I think, while I was playing Fortnite. I think you stumbled in front of the stream and you were showing me your sweet snipes. And I think my mind was a little bit blown. I think you sent me a clip of you nailing a guy from like pretty much across the map. I don't think you don't really go for Fortnite much anymore. Was that like a short kind of little, like what was your vibe on the Fortnite rise and fall?
Okay, so my channel, we'll start with how my channel started because like that was meant to be, I think, the first question. We're trying to just
pretty much, yeah.
We kind of like stabbed at it with a kebab stick the entire time. So I started not because I wanted to get big or even I didn't even know what Twitch was, kind of thing. I saw a couple of streamers. And I was always like, the very first video I ever made was in 2009, and I still have it on a YouTube channel. And it's the worst fucking quality video you could ever find because I didn't have a capture card, chat. I wanted to make a video because I was a dirty throwing knife person on Modern Warfare 2. Like,
okay. Yeah.
I felt like I could knife someone from across the map, easy as fuck. And so I set up a laptop with its webcam facing my TV
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Okay.
recorded my
Wow.
gameplay that way. That's how bad it is. And
Old
it's
school,
hilarious. I've
man.
still got the video. And
Is
I
that
can
on
put it up.
your like OzzyTex channel that you use now? Same
I
channel?
think it's not. It's not. It's on Tex equals boss, but I'll be able to find
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah.
That was my gamer
I'll have
tag,
to dig that up down the track.
which
and have a look.
which was a take on the Tex's boss thing was a take on Snake Eater boss from Metal Gear Solid.
See, I've never
Anyway.
played Metal Gear Solid other than the second one that had what was the guy's name in it? It was Raiden,
Yeah,
I think, in the second
Yeah,
one. And the only reason I played that was because it came with my PS2.
It
I didn't
did-
even play
it
all
did
of it.
come
I
with
think
the PS2,
honestly, I
yeah.
think those games back when I was younger just were too tricky for me because it's very stealthy, isn't it? It's like I've never been good with stealth. I always fuck up. Everyone always knows I'm there. I can't sneak around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you start off playing like Modern Warfare and whatnot.
Yeah, so my Twitch channel, like I wanted to just create content, and I didn't want to do YouTube videos because I knew how much work it takes. It's so much editing, especially if you're trying to do an intro. So I started with PUBG, and literally the main moderator that I have in my chat now with 990 something hours in watch time, he was a friend of one of the guys I just ran into that I was playing PUBG.
Yeah, right.
Jabor. Daoujin is my main moderator in there. And
Hell yeah.
he's been there since day one. Sarah, who's in chat, Random Sarah, she practically came a week after I started, so she's an OG as well. And another guy called Pretzels. And I literally sat there, as you know, just talking to no one. Okay, that's what you do when you start
the
Twitch.
journey. Yeah.
You sit there and talk to yourself, and I advise anyone that's in the battle royale or first person shooter type thing, if you're doing solos, just talk about what you're doing, because the worst thing is like when someone comes into the chat and you're just sitting there running.
And it's hard because there's nothing to differentiate you from any other person playing that game.
Millions
so
of people
hard already. Just for someone to click on your stream at that
like,
low number view count is already. You got that one chance, and it's tricky.
So when you get people coming in, like you gotta try to connect with them, because you're never going to see that person again otherwise, especially with like one viewer count. And it was literally me and Red Ops. I stumbled across his stream. He was probably one of the very first streamers because he was playing PUBG. So I was like, I need to look at people that are in the same position as me with 20 followers. Yeah. So I went all the way through and I found Red, and he was at the same situation, and we both like pretty much sat in each other's streams grinding for affiliate together, trying to bump that average view up. So we did that for a while, and then I kind of dabbled in knowing Undead the Gamer from that, because him and Red were friends. So that's how I kind of met him. And once we hit that affiliate stage, you were like, okay, I got my affiliate. I sat in Red stream, got my missus account at the time, sat in Red stream, got him his affiliate, and we're like, all right, this is the fucking shit.
Hell yeah.
And then Fortnite dropped. Yeah. So that's when we started to grind Fortnite. And I stumbled across your stream because I was in the same thing. What from that stage when I hit affiliate, I'm like, okay, now I need to go. I've got 50 followers, and I want to be at 1,000 followers in 12 months. So I'd start looking at streams that were 1,500, 2,000, and I think you were around that mark at that
I think
stage.
I was probably around there, probably creeping up on 2,000, I'd say, around the Fortnite era.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this guy's got 15 people in his chat. That's the viewer average that I want to work towards. So I came in your chat, and you were one of the funniest fuckers I've met. And it was good because what you lacked at that stage, because it was very early Fortnite, and
with skill,
it was one of those things where
sadly I never got it. I never got the skill.
You did. It was funny because I watched from being there from the very start of when you started playing Fortnite to when I'd intermittently come into your stream. I'd be like, this motherfucker's growing, getting better every time. Yeah. And especially when you were still playing Fortnite about like a month and a half ago. I was like, this motherfucker's outbuilding most people apart from the extremely sweaty person that puts a barrel down your ass. Yeah. So it was like interesting to see that progression.
It's the state of the game now is so brutal though. It's kicked me out. I just can't enjoy it, which is such a shame. And I think it's almost the curse of these kind of games. I mean, they start out so much fun, but then it's inevitably these competitive games go that way where the average gamer just can't.
I think the biggest difference is OCE. Like, you look at NA and you go watch King Richard, you go watch Dakotas or someone like that. They're playing Fortnite. They're versing bots. Half the lobby is bots, and that was simply because there's so many people in America getting into these lobbies. The actual skill base, the high level players, there'll be like 5 or 6 of them in one of those lobbies.
Yeah,
you get into an OCE server, and you are practically there's a towel boy. All right, he's in the lobby. He comes in and just starts fucking patting down these kids' foreheads. They're sweating that hard.
100%, and especially the later you go at night, you just notice that the casual crew just dips off the bed and you're just stuck. And now it's like they're saying that they're finding it hard to get lobbies. There's like 30 people overnight, pretty much trying to queue up for lobbies.
I don't know if that's completely true. That's probably at like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to go, you want to go win some games as like a mid-level, kind of mid to high-level player. Go and play a game at 5 a.m. I swear to God, that is where either all of the really good players are so tired from grinding through the night that their skills are a little bit off, and they'll just start getting frustrated themselves. And you get the tradies that are just trying to get a couple of games in before work.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
It's like a cleanup crew.
Oof,
that's where the bots are at.
I'm usually awake at 5. I might have to try and get a couple of more wins under my belt. Just get my morale up a bit.
Yeah. So there's a few people that I've stumbled across because I've looked at the games that I'm playing, and then I try to find someone that's ahead of me. But unfortunately, with all the injuries and financial issues and stuff I've had over last year, like I've had so many hurdles with my stream that it's just like the growth is it's not realistic to think that I'm gonna be where I was 6 months ago. Because 6 months ago I was feeling good with my average viewers. I had really good sub numbers for what like my follower base was. And then, like, as soon as my back injury and some personal issues that'll come up, like, my streams have been so inconsistent that I can't expect to be where I expected to be.
Yeah.
So I'm realistic in that. And because of that is why I'm investing more time in trying to, help some of the other streamers that I've got within the den, do their thing. Because I can't do it myself.
Yeah.
So if I can lend a little bit of support, whether it's just cleaning up a moat, like in instance with MattyAP, I don't know if you see in chat, he had an emote that he was going to put up, like just cleaning it up for him in Photoshop and stuff like that, like little things just to help support those other guys.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask as well, but we'll bring up, because obviously, as far as I'm aware, you're the main man who started the den. That's your child project, your love child, your what do you call it when someone starts a passion project? You started that, and there's quite a few people that we know and love in it.
There's it's
like a pretty big community now, yeah?
I'd say it's a decent community. It's definitely a community of people that know how to love and banter each other.
Yeah, right.
Sasquatch just came back into chat. He's one that literally just started streaming probably about 3 months ago, and we got him as affiliate in a couple of weeks, but he's had a few IRL stuff that he needed to sort out, but he's another good Rocket League streamer in Overwatch.
Yeah, nice.
So
check him out.
The thing about myself is, like, I'm such a variety streamer, it's so bad, bro. Like, I sit there some days and I go, what the fuck do I want to play? Because I play everything. Yeah,
I mean, do you find there's a real peril in being a variety streamer, even if you're playing similar, like, say, first-person shooter games? Do you find that you still, even if you're in the same genre, it's 100%. Still, because I play, God, I can't even tell you what I play, because I don't play games really on stream. I have never really clicked with anything. I played Fortnite obviously religiously for a while, stuck to that. But for someone like yourself who sticks to it, at least I guess a certain genre, do you still find that mixing it up in a genre is detrimental to 100%. Growth? Yeah, right.
People, like, okay, the thing is like, people expect their viewers to sit through whatever they play because they're the content creator and they're there for them. But it's not. Like, I'm not going to go and watch fucking Twilight and sit there and enjoy Twilight. I don't enjoy Twilight, bro. It's just not what I enjoy.
We're going to butt heads on that one.
Okay, look here, Bella. The thing about it is, like, and the good thing about our community is, like, almost every one of our community is intertwined with someone else's stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've all like fleshed out our communities. Everyone kind of supports each other, and like it's a detrimental thing, but it's a good thing for each and every one of us, because if someone's playing something that person doesn't like, there is a good chance that person will go into one of our other friends' streams because they like they're playing that game that day. Yeah, they've left your stream to go over there. Fucking cop it on the chin. That's
still in the greater community.
That's still that person you know.
Because that is one of the amazing parts about having that greater community and network of friends that also stream. Because I know for a long time I didn't have that in the early days, and I would jump from game to game, and you'd see people come and go, but those people would never come back. You wouldn't even see them in other people's streams because you just don't know them. Like there's no other community. They go to someone else's community. So that when people, I guess, worry about the benefits of networking as just making friends and building that greater community, that's 100% one of those benefits, that those people stay in the greater community and you don't lose them for good, even if a day
so if you don't network with anyone and Joe Blow's been in your stream for 3 days and then all of a sudden he's not there the next day and you go, where the fuck is he? Like, IRL things could be one thing, or two, he's just going to watch someone else's stream, but you don't know where that person's gone. I pretty much, if I end a stream and I go into, say, Red stream, I fucking know everyone there. If I go into MattyAP's stream, I know most people there. Like, the thing is, like, I'll see people from my stream and other people, but that's not a detrimental thing. I'm not going in there saying, hey, why weren't you in my stream an hour ago? I'm there going, what's going on, my dude? I know you. Like, everyone knows each other. You can have banter straight away when you go into someone else's stream.
Yeah, 100%.
Isn't that what you want when you're sitting in your stream? Don't you want people coming in and having a bit of banter between each other, chat, having a fight with themselves, and you're just sitting there playing a game like, okay, this chat's fucking, ripping each other a new one. This is great. Content for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone's a friend.
I feel like,
it's one of those things with networking. Like, people are so afraid to network because, one, they'll lose their viewers, and two, the whole like thing you were talking about on Monday with coffee is like, some people say networking is only to benefit themselves. Yeah. If you sit there and go, I want to contact this person because I think I can get 10% of their viewer audience over me, have a look at yourself in the mirror and call yourself a cunt because you're a cunt. Okay? That's pretty much it. So if you're trying to literally contact someone to benefit yourself without anything to offer back to them, mate, you are the Conor McGregor and the Floyd Mayweather fight. You'll get a little bit, but you're a fucking idiot. It's not the same.
It's such a
you're not the
like
A-team.
Teeter. You know what I mean? Of like, am I? Will they see if? Because it's a bit of give and take in a way of any relationship. There's a bit of give and take. How do you approach people without them thinking that you're trying to use them in the world of Twitch? What's your like?
What's my approach? If I wanted to network with someone, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I would contact them privately, not on public, not on Twitter, tagging them and say, "Hey, I want to game with you, squads." Yeah, squads.
That's a big thing.
No, that's like someone coming into your Twitch chat and going, "Oh, you're playing solos. Do you want to play duos with me?" And you're like, "No, bro, I'm playing solo. I just want to play. I had playing the whole night." Oh, but I have Fortnite. Can you play Fortnite with me? No, bro. I'm literally doing this. That's the same thing as calling someone out. Red Ops, what? And that's what I mean. Like, the biggest thing is like, contact them privately. If you can't DM them on Twitter because you're not their friend, say, hey man, I want to discuss some things. Would you be able to drop me a follow back so we can? If they don't get back to you, guess what? Move on.
They weren't the one.
They're either missed your tweet and you might be able to hit them up one more time, but don't do it the same day. You look like that needy girlfriend that's like stage 5 clinger that you're like, dude, we just had a date at the cinema. Why are you ringing me? Like,
yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, you don't want to be that guy. Do you think there's a hierarchy on Twitch? I mean, obviously, in a way there is, but is there a limit of? Like, is there
who you can contact?
Yeah.
To who you can contact? Yeah. No. If that person looks at you and says he's only got 500 followers, he's a cunt.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you should not have a closed mind to who you network with, because that little fry could blow up into something
Exactly.
massive, and you haven't given them a time of day, and all of a sudden
is true.
he's got 10,000 followers. You're stuck there on 5,000, and now you look like the dickhead in the small fry.
Yeah, that's
So
true. That's true.
anything can happen on Twitch. That's the scariest thing about it. Like you look at Tim the Tatman. Tim the Tatman was like very low average streams. Destiny dropped. All of a sudden, everyone wanted to watch Destiny. He was streaming Destiny. He caught the wave, and fucking became a big streamer. That could happen to anyone.
That's
okay,
it. I mean,
it's harder today because of, like you said, with YouTube, where YouTube doesn't delete their videos. So every day there's even more fucking videos for people to watch. How are they going to click on a small screen? You have to have someone to kind of flesh it out. So networking's good, but if you go in it with an approach that you're going to get something out of it that is only going to benefit you, and you're not looking for a friendship or anything out of that, then you are a company.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what?
You're a company, practically. Like
a company?
It's just a company.
Oh, company. I was like, company. Is that a new like slang that I've never heard of?
No. I'm not trying to create things today. Yeah. You're trying to get something out of yourself that's benefiting your brand and not theirs.
Yeah,
like
no,
it's the way I say is networking is a partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are still, I mean, that's the thing. People coming to Twitch, they're not people that have a mindset of that. They're just people that love games and they're passionate. I think I've noticed a lot of people on Twitch. It's funny because they are just passionate. Some people don't think of their Twitch channel as being something that could grow to be something that they could live off and be able to do every day. They treat it more as just a gaming site where they can just everyone's a chance to play with and this and this and this, which it is. But I think with that kind of mindset, they just jump in another person's stream and, like you said, they say, hey, want a duo or whatnot. And there really is a right and wrong way to go about it. And it's just about hopefully that, I guess, the greater community starts to realize that. I think during the Fortnite era was when it was just really prevalent because there's a lot of younger people coming in and seeing that Ninja get all that sweet cheddar. And a lot of people just were hustling, but in the wrong way, the most terrible ways possible. So
I think that was the era of follow for follow, and
I believe so. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. Yeah, it was. I would start to get so triggered just hearing the same things over and over.
Yeah.
It was just a mess. I'm glad it's over. Do you think Fortnite benefited Twitch, or do you think it was?
I think it benefited. I think it benefited because it brought a lot of new people to it.
Yep.
And not just that. Like, there's a lot of people that didn't know about Twitch. Even though, like, a lot of that demographic is a younger demographic, there is parents watching Twitch with their kids now, like on certain streamers and stuff. So that's a 3-for-1 bargain. You didn't just get the kid; you got mum and dad too.
Yeah, rope them in. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, rope them in. You got 3 viewers. So like, there's things like that. It's definitely benefited the public eye onto Twitch, and I think the fact that it's with what Ninja's done now. Personally, I sit in a Ninja stream and I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's not because I'm against him or I appreciate everything he's done. But when I sit there and go, do I want to watch Tim the Tatman play Fortnite or do I want to watch Ninja play Fortnite? And I sit there and go, Tim the Tatman interacts with his chat, doesn't just read sub and dono messages. He reads chat.
Yeah, and he puts a lot of personality behind it as well. He doesn't
big personality
fall back on the gameplay, and he might get ribbed about that a bit.
Yeah, like Tim full damage. Like
exactly.
It's a thing.
I think there's two sides of Twitch. There's people that watch for a personality, and there's people that watch people to improve on their own gameplay by watching someone that's incredibly talented at a game. What do you think's more, I guess, of a what's the best way to put it? What do you think is better for growth? Having a good personality or being good at a game? Obviously, both. Having both together, you reckon?
Personality.
Yeah.
It's probably why I don't grow very quick because I'm good at every game, but I'm not great at every game. And
traits.
I sit there and I am a monotone motherfucker until the game rolls me up, and then I slap desks. I fucking lucky I don't play console anymore because those poor PS4 controllers that I used to have. I used to when I die, I used to twist it in anger.
Yeah,
because I'm a large bloke. I used to just go snap and just literally snap the controllers both, and I'm like, Oh, okay. Well, there's $80.
Damn. Yeah, my controllers have all been safe. I'm pretty. They're pretty safe with me. They're in safe hands. I did see Pez actually, Pez Bro. The former
He
host
did
of he was playing
Snaps.
Sekiro, I think it is. Is that the name? Of it?
The
And
new one.
yeah, he smashed his controller.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of those. Have you thought of playing games like that? Do they interest you, or are you very much
Not
stuck
really.
on
Like Dark Souls and that kind of stuff's not my jam because one, I just no. Like if I had to do that, it would be like an 18 beer stream, and it would be mainly for the memes, I think. So yeah. But my thing is FPSs. I love FPSs.
Yeah.
To the end. I just like and multiplayer. Like single player games, they're great. I have played them on stream. I played Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is very different for me. But I do enjoy those games. But there's nothing more satisfying than beaming someone's head off with a sniper rifle in multiplayer and just saying, fuck you, I just absolutely deleted you. Like you hear like Sassy and a few of those other boys, when they beam someone and you're in a squad with them and they go,
that's the moment.
You go, oh, that must have been a juicy. That was a juicy shot.
100%.
And you can feed off that energy.
I had a question about, because you said about personality and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I feel like you're very what you see is what you get. You don't really.
I don't beat around the bush. I don't like bush, mate.
In like more ways than one. But I feel like I haven't met you yet IRL because you haven't been to PAX. I don't believe.
No, I couldn't afford it last year. Like I said, I've had financial things going
Well, hopefully you get there soon. We can catch up. But I believe if I met you IRL, you'd be very much what I'd expect. There'd be no disappointment
it'd be exactly like this, except I'd be questioning why you didn't have a beer in your hand and I didn't have a beer in my hand and we'd be at a pub. So
right, really?
Yeah. If PAX was there, I'd be like, Matty, I'm thirsty. Let's go across the street to the burger joint and get a beer.
I'd have to get my warm lemonade out, man. I don't know. I wouldn't handle beer. I'd be a mess. I've never drunk. So
you're the same as Red Ops. Red Ops doesn't drink either.
Yeah,
that's all right. You can be there and just go, ha, that Tex, he was a drunk fuck last night. Yeah,
you can be the entertainment.
Yeah. Oh, I will be.
What do you feel about people that hype, like they bung on, like, and they go over the top on Twitch? Do you think that? What do you prefer, I guess, out of a streamer is what I'm trying to say. Do you prefer like a realness or do you prefer like a show? Like, I guess a relatability or someone that's putting on a show, you know what I mean?
It depends. Like, some people go over the top when they rage and stuff like that. Yeah. That kind of makes me cringe a bit. I love a good rage where you can just kind of have a laugh and say, fuck, you just got ruined kind of thing. But, like, if they carry on a bit further, like throwing fans around their room and shit like that, you're like, what did the fan of it do to you, man? That thing was just bought for Kmart. It's $20.
Like, I didn't get a chance.
Dude, he was so young.
It is funny that people, you know, it's almost like the shock value of the internet is starting to slip a little bit. People have done everything. I even flip around YouTube now and I feel like it's so hard. There's so many things that look like they're entertaining, but it's like, but I've seen it. It's done. Do you think there's going to get to a point
where content relapse?
We're like, we just kind of, it implodes on itself because everything's being done. Do you think that that'll ever happen? You don't reckon?
No, because something happens different every day. That's why we tune in.
Yeah, but I think
not one stream is going to be the same as the other. You might be playing the exact same fucking game, which is the issue that a lot of people have with Fortnite and BRs. Is they go in and they go, "This is the same 15 minutes on read loop." Yes, but in the case of what I said before, when I went into the very first MattyAP stream and I watched you hit a fucking barn and miss everyone around it. Like, all the people were running and you were just hitting houses and shit, like when you're trying to shoot them. From that MattyAP to dropping down from a fucking 3-story tower onto someone's face with a shotgun. Like, if you come back from the start, if you were there from the start of the journey to the end of the journey, you see someone progress in a BR.
Yeah, it's very much a story kind of, you know, not even just with... I mean, it's what Dr. Disrespect said with Battle Royales in general, is that each round is like a story. You know, from start to finish, it's very easy to watch. You know, you can see at a glance where the story's at by how many kills they got, how many people left, where the storm's at. But I guess as well, there's that overall story. Like you said, if you're in for the long haul, you see people improve over time. and you see that come up. You know what I mean? You see the game grow
and
as well.
I think you'll see, like, with the BR streamers, you'll see a peak in their viewership every time a patch drops.
Yeah,
because people are like, how are they gonna adapt to this new meta?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Octane dropping on Apex. Everyone's in Shroud stream having a look because they want to see him play, see how he plays with the new character and stuff like that. There is new content all the time. It's just the issue with BRs is if the devs don't put enough content out regularly, the game dies, the streamer moves on. Because if you're a BR streamer, you're not just I just stream Apex or I just stream Fortnite. You're like, okay, a new one's come out. I want to test it out because let's be honest, BRs can get a little stale at times. If you can mix it up with something else and go, okay, that's shit. I'm glad I'm good at this BR that I was playing because fuck that new thing.
Yeah,
that
100%.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
As well, I mean, it's kind of funny because we're only really... Apex, I would say, is the first Battle Royale since Fortnite that's been doing updates. Well, I have they only done that one update where they released a new character? They have apparently a battle pass. I haven't played it recently, but really before that, like PUBG, H1Z1, they weren't really adding new things. Like people were screaming at them, like fix this, add this, but they didn't seem to listen to their community. And I think since Fortnite, it's almost like they've set a precedent where you have to be updating your game. Like, I mean, Fortnite does it almost weekly. They add new things, and I mean, that's
almost that's good for the casual gamer.
Yeah, but for the
but when you have a pro player, it's the most frustrating thing in the world.
Well, it's like before they did a big tournament, they brought the planes out, and everyone was losing their shit because it was like a day before they did a massive tournament. They brought planes out. It changed the meta, 100%. It was a complete mess. And I mean, do you think? I mean, I think with those updates, it's going to keep the game fresh. At least with Fortnite, I think they'll always have a base. Do you think Apex has longevity? That's what I want to know.
Apex does. One, they fucked up their battle pass. Who releases a game with amazing skins off release? You're looking through all the characters, going, "Hey, they all look pretty good," and you go, "These guys are going to bring out a battle pass." You think of Fortnite, you think of the amazing skins that you can grind towards level 100. They bring out a battle pass that have skins that look like they've been dragged through mud. They're all brown and red, and then the level 100 thing is a massive skin that looks like shit, which is a shotgun that you can only get out of a care package. That's like bringing out like level 100 thing with an ARM on PUBG. Like, it's the stupidest thing in the world.
That's the thing I always think is hard. When games like Apex comes out, I go, what is this world catering for? With Fortnite, the world, they've made it that there's no boundaries to what they could do. They bring out the most ridiculous skins.
Marshmallow concert.
Yeah, they have no limit. They've made a game where there's literally no limitations to what they can bring out. It's at this point that the world is just a complete whatever they want it to be. But with games like Apex, do you think they've boxed themselves in to a point, like, not so much as like PUBG obviously did.
Well, so see, the biggest difference is, and when I was sitting there and I was playing PUBG, and I was playing PUBG a fucking lot. I love PUBG. Yeah. But I hate everything about PUBG at the same time. The thing about PUBG is you need maps, and you need maps often to mix it up, because you don't have a slingshot gun to flick you around to change the game. You're literally on the ground, boots on the ground. That's my fucking tree as my cover. I can lean left and right. The mechanics are really good in that regards. But to make it fresh, you need to bring out new maps and new guns. They failed to do that for such a long time that when Fortnite dropped, it was like a breath of fresh air. Breath it up, fucking can't even speak. Breath of fresh air. And when, Apex drops, when I was sitting there playing PUBG, I thought the perfect battle BR would be a combination of PUBG and Rainbow Six, where you've got realistic shooting in bullet mechanics, not hit scan like Fortnite, and you could have legends or a character class that could change the game. You had to pick it and adapt to how that person played. That's why I love Apex. I haven't played Apex since the Battle Pass dropped. I was playing Tarkov for a couple of days going, I'm going to wait until the Battle Pass drops, and I'm going to see something that's just going to go, hot damn, I'm going to grind for that. And I saw it, and I went, hot damn, I'm still playing Tarkov.
Yeah, it's such a shame. It's so much potential. I saw the other night, Fortnite was back to killing it with the numbers. Yeah. And Apex was down to like 30,000 viewers or something. But I think what just released, it was, I think it was... I don't know if it was Sekiro or if everyone was playing Grand Theft Auto roleplay, which I want to get into a little bit. about the Grand Theft Auto roleplay, because I know you're a bit of a veteran of that. But
Yep, you can get into that in a minute.
Yeah, it's. Do you think it has the longevity? I guess is the.
I think the only way they're going to have longevity in a game like Apex is they need to release a character at least a month.
Yeah.
Or at least a character every 3 months. And if they don't release a character, they need to release content drops like guns to change the meta. Because if you don't have content to change it, that game. Yeah. Okay. So when Blackout drops, I never bought it.
I regret.
I played the beta. And I thought, if I play this 10 games a day, I'm going to be bored of this game in a week.
Yeah.
And that, like, other people loved it. But for me, I was running around that map and I was like, this map just bores the fuck out of me. I mean, you've got one side of it, one side's docks, there's a giant hill in the middle, and the other side's all desert. Fuck, that's a spectacular map design just for... They didn't flesh out the between sections of these amazing sections that they had from previous games.
Do you think it was partially a rush job, the Blackout Battle Royale?
I don't think so. I think they thought about it a lot, but
I felt like it was missing something. It felt like it felt generic in a way. It felt like they were relying on the fact that it just had Call of Duty mechanics in a way to get it by.
I think the hardest thing is how do you take Call of Duty mechanics that are literally made for lanes, three lanes, and put them in an open world. Like they haven't done that before. This is their first little dig at it, and the next two Call of Duties have already announced that they've got a Battle Royale mode as well. And people go, oh, they're already releasing new battles. They're announcing new battles. This one's dead. No, dickheads. There's 3 different publishers. This one still has to make money.
Yeah.
All right?
People don't. Do you think a battle royale has to be free to survive?
Yes, 100%. Because you look at COD, okay, and this is the biggest thing. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna. The biggest thing about PC versus console is the fan base. If you have PC, COD and Battle Royale, Battlefield are notoriously lose their player base after about a month to 2 months.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you look at something like Firestorm, which dropped 2 days ago.
Which I wanted to ask you about,
the actual BR, like I only just got to play it yesterday because my PC kept trying to crash.
I heard about, yeah.
The game itself is really good, but you've lost everyone from PC because they literally, like I said, Battlefield dropped. It's been like a month and a half, 2 months before you drop the BR mode for it,
and everyone's just
you're not going to have people there. Like,
do you have to buy the full price game for Firestorm? Yeah. So you have to. Wow.
So it comes. It's just like Blackout.
Yeah, it's so weird though because Blackout was packaged in like from the get go.
And the funny thing is, like, you got Firestorm dropping 2 days ago. EA, who's the same publisher, drops Apex 2 weeks before that. Like, that's a way to fuck up your drop, isn't it? Like, you've literally taken...
Weird shit.
You've got all of the player base now on Apex, and then you drop another BR and expect people to come back to it. Like, it just doesn't work. That's the same publisher.
For that was it's the
same publisher, but a publisher's a publisher. They're not the lead on anything.
That's true.
They don't really get a say of when things are going to go out. They're just
it's like when Titanfall 2 was wedged in between the release of Call of Duty and Battlefield, and everyone's like, what the fuck did you do? You put literally a game that has lesser of a player base but deserves to have more wedged in between two titans of first person shooters, literally within a week between them or something like that, and it failed. And you got to wonder sometimes.
Look at Anthem. Look at Anthem.
The hot mess that is Anthem. Did you play any of Anthem? Was that something you're interested in?
Because that's a grindy game, and I don't like grindy games.
Exactly.
Only grindy game I've ever liked is fucking RuneScape, I tell you.
Really, you're a RuneScape guy?
Played RuneScape back in the day.
Really?
Some fucking trees.
Did that transition into any like other MMO RPGs, or was that it?
I tried Guild Wars 2 because my brother is like, he streams and plays Guild Wars 2 religiously and is really good at. But I just no. Like I just can't kill anyone. Yeah, no. I need that satisfaction.
I think it's the way the world's going though with games. You need that endorphin rush so often. Yeah, I think it's hard with those games where it's a long haul kind of thing.
Yeah, the issue with like BRs is, and the reason that I always try to play a new one is like those first few days of the unknown, when you get in a firefight and your heart starts to go.
Yeah.
Because after those first few days, someone like me who's like played BR, so as soon as you get through those first few pressure points, your heart doesn't go high anymore. It just stays.
Yeah. You lose
Other
that
people,
adrenaline
other
rush.
people start freaking out and stuff like that. Whereas I'm just like,
It takes me months, dude, to get
unemotionless.
past. Even if I take like a week off a battle royale and come back, oh, bro, I'm still a mess. I'm freaking out, waiting for someone to jump me from a corner any minute. What do you think of Firestorm? It came out of nowhere. I don't know.
Yeah, so
All of
it's
a
all.
sudden, I saw
It
Doctor
was,
Disrespect playing, and I'm like, what is this? And I feel like I've got my finger on the pulse. Did they do a very sneaky release?
No.
Did they not hype it up enough? What happened with
public. Battlefield 5 was released, and they said our release date for the BR is March whatever 12th, I think it was.
I didn't even know that I had a BR coming, which is crazy.
So so it's just stupid. Why would you release the game without that component? Because like I said, you're going to lose that player base. And the only exception to this is console. Because console love the fuck out of COD and they love the fuck out of Battlefield, and they will play that game until the next one comes out.
Some people just buy consoles for that. It's like the people that buy FIFA just like once a year and that's about it. You know what I mean?
You look at someone like Red Ops who was trying to find like lobbies on PC for Blackout 2 months ago and couldn't find any.
Yeah.
And then you look at someone like Jacko G Freak who's playing on console and he's queuing up immediately on Blackout.
Right.
Now,
yeah, I noticed that even with the beta. I
Yeah.
think it was like the last night of the beta. It was probably like midnight saying. I was like, oh, it was saying like that. I remember wanting to get one more game because I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy it. And I was like, and I couldn't get in a game. It actually was kicking me out of the lobby, the waiting room or whatever it's called now. And then I remember trying console, and I was able to get into a game.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, it has to be because console is just more accessible, right? It's cheaper.
100%. It's cheaper. Parents understand. You
Easier.
know, parents are going to think about buying a $300 present at Christmas for a child. They're not going to think about buying a $3,000 gaming rig.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 100%. But you had some troubles with Firestorm. Did you get a chance to play it? Is it worth it? Is it?
Yeah, I played a fair bit of it yesterday. Got a couple of wins. It was a decent. It's a really good BR if you know how to play Battlefield. Like the thing is, like the time to kill on it is exactly how it is in the multiplayer. So if you see a guy, you can laser him in like 5 shots. So if you see an enemy, you can't just like stick your dick out in the wind and expect things to happen. You got to like use cover, move around, take her on a first date, kind of work it out a little bit before you can get into the fight, rather than just getting lasered out in the open.
Yeah, right. What new mechanic though do you reckon it brings to the game? I mean, have they broken the mold of battle royale? So there's from the glance I got on watching Dr. D play, it looked very similar to just a generic battle royale. It looked beautiful though.
It's PUBG, but doesn't look like it's on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, the thing I actually have to say, the aesthetic part of it that I loved was that it's like a fire creeping in from the distance.
Oh, the zone is amazing, and probably the one thing that they've done different to recent BRs, but not the godfather of the current genre Arma 3 BR, was you got this big motherfucking map, but the actual zone immediately starts over only one section of it. So every game, your drops are going to be different. You can't drop the same spot because the zone immediately cuts out a portion of the map.
What ones is this on? Firestorm?
Firestorm.
Really? Okay, wow. Okay, right.
So it cuts out bits of the map immediately, so you can't. Every game's going to be different where you land, practically.
Really? So people can't. Yeah. So people can't have that chance to get familiar.
Not
with
everyone's going to be dropping school. Not everyone's going to be dropping school.
Do you think that kind of gameplay rules out competitive play down the track in a way? Because
it should make it more interesting, because you got people like in the PUBG Pro community who literally have a name. We are South Georgia Ball. Like, that's their drop spot.
See, that's the thing, right? Because that's what I'm trying to get at. Because I've heard people screaming about randomized loot in battle royales, and that's part of the reason why they don't suit a competitive esports scene. And that's why I'm kind of thinking, like, does the more randomization in a game equal like more chance of being like, do you think these games need to be almost, do you think having set loot is more something that these games need? Do you think it's something that they could benefit? Do you think there'd be a battle royale having set loot? Do you think that's something that the world could need right now, you know what I mean, to shake it up a bit in a way?
Set loot could be a good thing because, like you said, it does help with the pro scene sort of things. But if you've got set loot and people know that there is going to be set loot, then all of a sudden you're going to have teams competing over the same place straight away, which it could be interesting. But in saying that, like, do you want to see the same guy with a loadout exactly the same every game?
Not at all. I think
you want to see the sniper of their team running around with a fucking pistol and seeing if he can hold his balls. Like, that's the thing. There's a reason, and people, and even the pro players, oh, the RNG is so bad. Mate, COD players get 5 games. Best of 3 most of the time. They get best of 3. And that's because there is none of that RNG element. It's pure skill. We have 20 motherfucking games for BRs because of that RNG. Stop complaining. You got 20 chances to beat them.
That's true. And I think it shows the skill across the board. It's learning each weapon because you might only have a chance to have that weapon. So that's it's right.
You can't sit there and just complain about everything every single time. Like you got to adapt. Yeah, and that's the BR. It's adaptation.
Do you think? I think a lot of people thought this a while ago, and it hasn't happened yet. Do you think the BR scene is going to die off? Do you think it's? Do you think it's here to stay, or do you think there's ever a chance that people could just get bored of it? You reckon?
But it's not going to happen soon. You can see from the recent posts in the last 2 months, and especially with Atlas, people are dying for an MMORPG.
Yep.
And they're dying for an MMORPG that isn't fucking World of Warcraft. Because World of Warcraft is a grind. It's very grindy. They want something that's open world, that they can create their own stories in, but also have towns and cities and shit that you can go and trade and do stuff like that. There's a want for it. There's a need for it. Elder Scroll Online is very good, but it's set in a world that fan base follows and they love. But new people are like, if I start playing it, people are going to start judging me because I don't know everything and stuff like that. If you get a brand new baby and fucking craft that thing out to be in a big open world RPG, MMORPG, people will love that shit.
Did you?
But
oh no, continue. Sorry. Yep.
There's always going to be a want for a first-person shooter.
100%.
You got to have a mix.
Do you think battle royales have killed the first-person shooter genre as we know? Do you think the days of the 3-lane, essentially Call of Duty, do you think those are kind of dead? I mean, it's.
Well, I know I don't take anywhere near as much notice as Call of Duty. I used to be a massive Call of Duty Optic fan, and I pretty much stopped that. After like I started to get into BRs and stuff, like it's one of those things where like it's very good that what they do, but in the same instance, it's the same fucking game every year that they're playing, so it does get stale.
Yep. Yeah, and I think just the genre in itself, now that they've got battle royales, the first-person shooter genre, it going back to just original Call of Duty or whatnot, it just feels, in a way, a little bit just almost.
It's hard to swallow.
I
think the biggest thing is like people like the fact that they can kind of create strategies in their open world.
Yeah.
Whereas that hardcore competitive mindset with CS:GO and COD, that's always going to be there. There's going to be people that really enjoy and like the strategies and how people are buying and things like that. On the other hand, there's people that want to just go, dude, that guy just fucking sniped that guy's face up from 500 meters.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, it's a big difference. I think there's going to be a place for everything, but I think what people really want is a hardcore MMORPG. I think there's a big market for it. It's just everyone's so fixated on making a BR at the moment that it's going to be another 2 years before we see them. And if they keep bringing games out like Anthem and that, which are all great, but they're not multiplayer, like you look at Destiny. Destiny's a really good game, but they keep fucking up their launches.
Yeah, it's such a shame as well. Speaking of fucking up launches, did you get amongst Atlas? You brought it up for a minute there. Did you fuck with it?
I don't fuck with. when I saw someone playing it and I was like, I played Ark and I was like, that is Ark.
Yeah, like, because that was.
And I was playing Sea of Thieves at that stage, so. From me seeing like the way that you can maneuver a ship in Sea of Thieves and how beautiful that game is, to looking at PlayStation 2 graphics and some guy crafting a bloody raft.
I don't know what the hype was in a way. It just looks.
And don't tell me wrong. There's a big RP community on Atlas, and it's awesome.
Really, there's still people like rolling.
Massive, 100%. They love it. They love the RP because you got different islands, you got different stuff. Yeah. It makes it very interesting for the tribes and stuff like that. But as a straight out multiplayer game, who the fuck wants 50k people on the same server? That sounds like the biggest troll in the world.
Yeah, and I think what were they saying? It was saying like there was a lot of the Chinese kind of just people making teams and just unbeatable teams. Like they were all getting together.
Yeah, that was Zerg
destroying everyone. And I think it might have been Summit saying that it just ruined the game.
It's Zergfest. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like when something like that happens, it's your game's dead in the water, and it's a bit of a thing as well. It's they can't if their game's not being sold. I'm sure not many people are diving into Atlas right now. You know what I mean, for the first time.
No.
It's pretty much like the game is dead. Like that at that point, you've got to kind of feel the pulse, and it's not there.
If you fuck up your launch, you are basically just killing your game.
It was probably one of the biggest
everyone gets so salty when a game gets pushed back. I tell you right now, I would rather wait another week than to sit there and go, I can't even play this game.
It's funny because I think it's the loudest people are the ones that are the one that are heard. You know, it's the vocal minority. But I think most people say that they'd wait for something to be, they'd happily have it delayed. But then it's the vocal minority that rip into the devs and whatnot and say,
the devs like, go, oh my god,
act like sick little bitches, and then you get this.
They need to realize that those people that are complaining are the same guys that go through the Twitter feed and fucking comment. Fuck those guys. All right, if they can't wait for a game that they've been waiting a year for another week, then fuck them. Like people need to just realize, hey, do you want a game that you can really play off the bat, or do you want a game that when you walk into a wall, one leg gets caught and you can't fucking move because it's clipped through?
Because I think the problem with Atlas was that the pressure was on. They wouldn't have had the issues that had if there wasn't that pressure. They announced the game. They had that countdown and everything, and it got to that, and then they pushed it back like a couple of days or another week or something.
The funny thing about Atlas is I never heard about Atlas apart from until Aussie Blackbeard, who's in chat, said, hey man, there's this pirate game coming out because we were playing Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
And I had a look and I've gone, oh yeah, that looks pretty interesting. All of a sudden the next day, it was like, that's all I read in Twitter was stuff about Atlas.
It came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere.
It literally blew up, and then a week later was released, and you're like, how have we not heard there's a reason we didn't hear for it. The game wasn't fucking ready, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
The game wasn't fucking ready. That's why they hadn't promoted it.
They dropped saying a little bit.
It was like word of mouth from a couple of big streamers, and all of a sudden it blew up out of nowhere, and you're like, oh my fucking god.
I was going to actually say as well, before, I don't know what it was in relation to what part we were talking about, but big streamers getting paid a shit ton of money to play a game that they probably would have played. I think it was when we were talking about Apex. Yeah. Look, this could be a complete rumor. It was like the
$1 million thing.
I don't know if that's got truth to it.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good in my opinion.
It's one of those things. Did the game need it in a way? Do you think Apex would have been fine without? Because I believe it would have been, because everyone jumps on a new battle royale. Do you think they 100%. Needed to spend that much money for? Because I think they got a few big time streamers. Obviously, were playing it before it came out.
Okay.
Do you think they needed it? The promotion.
What we need to sit back and go is like, before that happened, there was some boardroom meeting that it could have happened in a boardroom or just on fucking Skype over the phone with some guy. They had a budget that said, we have a couple of like $5 million in sponsorship money, and they've gone pick out a couple of people and they put that money in. Yes, it's 100% warranted, because one, it's not just them paying them $1 million. They didn't walk up to Ninja and go, here's $1 million, mate, can you play our game? No, they had a conversation. There was obviously a talk about, hey, we would like to offer you this much, and then it could have been lower than that. We don't know, because we don't know how much Ninja is worth. If you ask his manager, he's not going to fucking tell you, because that's how it is. Like you don't know. And if Shroud could have got paid 1.25, we just don't know these things. But yes, it was worth it, because they have such a large following that in those first few days there was 50,000 people minimum doing that. And as you know, with Fortnite, is if you play a free game and you like it, and they knew people would like it, that a week later they're going to go, I'm playing a free game. I'll pay $30 for a fucking skin.
100%, because the all the cosmetics and everything. I know for me, I put it down as to, have I gotten my money's worth so far? And if so, I'll buy some skins. I'll pay what I think I've played worth of it. If I've played a month ago, I'll go, well, I probably would have spent already like up to $80 just to buy the game, I'm happy to support it if I want it to keep growing. You know what I mean? It's honestly such a. I'm surprised more games don't go with that business model, because it's been seen to work. So I mean, it can really implode on itself and not pay off, and then they get nothing. But we see it time and time again that, especially with the battle royale market, it pays off if they've got good cosmetics. I think that's one of the biggest parts about it. That cosmetics, man,
that's the thing. It's like, if you've got a game where the game is the game, what can you add to it to make people want to stay or grind?
I mean, that they've really got to. I mean,
that's the thing about BRs is it's not a World of Warcraft. There isn't shit to grind for.
Yeah.
Unless it's given to you. Like, and those in-game currency points in Apex are shit. They're the easiest thing in the world to earn. Like, you get. I've got enough to. I haven't played for 3 weeks, and I've got enough there to unlock 3 characters if they release 3 characters.
Yeah, right. Holy shit.
They're not that hard. You don't have to spend money to unlock the new characters that are coming out. So, you know, there's stuff to grind for.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah. Hopefully, Apex gets their skins in order to. I didn't hear anything about. I hope they sort that out, because, goddamn, I'm sure the internet will let them know. If they're happy. It's the internet, so I'm sure next battle pass will be a little bit more flashy if they get that chance. I wanted to, obviously it's right in front of us, Athletico. I want to ask about it. I know a little bit about it. I know you're on the content creation side, or as your Twitter says, a content creator for Athletico. What's your role in it, and what's
I just stream for Ath. Had a couple of nice people from Ath approach me. And at that stage, I was still with Taboo, and Taboo was a good one. Like, I wanted to get into a stream team to kind of see what it was about, and the first one that I actually got into was Taboo, which is another esports organisation in Australia. Yep. And their founder is Artemis. You probably heard of Artemis?
I actually haven't. I'm really so lost on
she's
all
like
these teams. The streamer. Yeah. I thought you were talking about a team. Yeah, I know the streamer.
No. Yeah, that's her organisation. So I played when she started with the stream team there, and to start with, it was really good. I'm not bad-mouthing Taboo in any way here. They're still a great organisation. But when she very first started the stream team, it was nothing but good intentions. But I think a lot of management and IRL issues, like throughout the thing, caused the stream team to kind of dip. And I noticed like 4 or 5 members from that original stream team were with other organizations within like 2 months.
Yeah, right.
And I stuck it out. And
is Taboo still around? It is. Okay.
They're still in COD and CS:GO and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I just pretty much, when I got approached by Athletico, my mate Red Ops was there, Undead was there. These are 2 of the boys that I mentioned at the very start.
Yeah.
When I had less than 50 followers, these are the guys that I was rolling around with. How can you pass up an opportunity to join a team with your couple of your mates? 100%. So I just contacted Artemis, let her know what the thing is. She was perfectly fine with it all. And then I've moved over to there. The content creation role is practically I stream. I do whatever I did before, except I have the support and the foundation to have my stuff broadcasted on the Athletico socials.
Okay, sweet.
And in return, I've obviously just got to support and let people know what Athletico is all about, which is they're a great esports organisation, the #1 esports organisation for PUBG in OCE, which was a big game that I was involved in. So I loved it.
Are they?
And they're killing it in that.
Yeah. Do they focus on more games than, obviously more than PUBG? I mean, they're Apex.
Dota 2, CS:GO. Yeah, they're practically in every large game that you can think that's got an esports team, they've got a team in it.
Yeah, right. Is there like, how long's Athletico been around? Is it
many years?
Oh, right. Okay.
I'd say it would be over 5 or 6 now. Blackbeard in chat, you there?
Yeah, give us the dates. Give us the dates.
He's like the godfather of fucking knowing things.
Abuse is saying Taboo's gone now in the chat.
Well, there you go. It might be because of that. Like I said, there was a lot of issues at the top end. So. You know, when I said that I got approached by Athletico and I'm going to take the offer that they put out for me because it is a contract.
Yeah.
Artemis was like, I understand completely. I haven't been able to, support and like, for instance, one thing that happened to me was like, I noticed I was watching Jack Hutto and he was playing with his chick and she was a streamer and I always like going and seeing who people are playing with. So I went checked on her and in her bio she had Taboo social media manager. And I was like, I never even got told she was joining or was a thing. So it was like one of those things where like
the
I only knew
wasn't there.
Yeah, the communication wasn't there. And I let when I accepted the other one, I sent that message out. I let her know that the communication kind of wasn't there, and at this stage that I'm going to pursue this other avenue, which I did. And since being with Athletico, all I have to do is if I create a YouTube video or I want a clip sent out, I just literally DM the social media manager, and he goes, "Yep, that hasn't got too many swear words in it. We'll post it."
Oh, if they want to post it, do they have any rules on like what you can post?
Not really. They never say that. But like,
in case it's
if I'm looking at a clip of myself, I am guaranteed there's going to be an F word in it. Probably.
Yeah. No. Well, I think any gamer. Yeah, I think at this point. Yeah. In a way, I wasn't going to ask this, but what do you think about family-friendly content on Twitch? You know how YouTube has pretty much made YouTube a content creation. Do you think Twitch has the risk of going down that path?
No, because there's too much. Like they've got their terms of services there, and they update them all the time. We've got our living TOS in chat, who's fucking Aussie Blackbeard here. Every time I stream with him, I need to just chuck out the TOS. I'm streaming now, Blackbeard, just in case he says something with your PC. Yeah. So it's one of those things like. You've got to make sure that you're not stepping outside and into realms that shouldn't be discussed. And it's not that they shouldn't be discussed. It's like we've got to a stage where everyone should respect each other.
That's true. But, I mean, the thing is, we all thought YouTube was just untouchable. But it took one person to fuck up, and it came down to the advertising. And we all know that, before you watch someone stream, unless you're partnered, you're gonna have an ad in front of it.
Okay.
You don't think they have that power to make it that we can't swear on our streams eventually? Because who would have thought years ago that YouTube would become what it is?
I think there's nothing an issue with swearing. It's part of what we are. Like it's emotion. Like you can't take it away. Like unless you're there. There's a clip of Summit G stealing these chests off these couple of kids, and he pretends to be with one of them, and he goes up and they're both looking at him, and he walks up to the thing and sells the crate on them, and they're just like, "That's not one of us. Oh, you son of a gun, you son of a gun." Like he's not swearing, this kid's just like yelling, "Yo, you son of a gun." And you're like, dude, that's so funny because he hasn't, like, he's been brought up not to swear, and you can tell he's been brought up not to swear. And it's just one of those things, like if and that's why we have at the start of our streams, we have this is for mature content. Yeah, this is mature audiences. Yeah. If someone lets their 13-year-old kid come into stream and they're not watching him, that's on the parenting side of things, bro.
They're definitely not watching you now. Holy shit, I love it. That's gonna be one of my favorite slips of all time. Just everyone watch out for this guy. Jesus, that's amazing. I couldn't have put it better myself. Yeah, get him out.
They're the guys that would come in and say follow for follow squads. Exactly. Like we don't need that in our sphere. Like we're after mature people that will send me a DM if they want a squad.
Right, I feel like I have to clip that and put it on Twitter. I don't know. That's great. No, I love it. God, okay. Wow. The language from this young man.
Yeah, I do have a look. The issue with me, Chad, is I grew up on a farm. All right, like there's some swearing that goes on farms. I'll tell you that much. But my dad is just, and it hasn't quite broke off.
No, that's great. And that's the thing. I agree. There's nothing wrong with swearing. I've always thought that people get triggered by it, choose to be triggered by it. Here's the thing, unless it's aimed at them. But I always say you could call them anything. That's you could call them couch.
I use that C word to pretty much say hello to 90% of my friends.
Which is Australia, right? It's
that is just.
And I think
a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's not Australia." Like, yeah, okay, that's if you live in the city. You go anywhere else regional, mate. If you don't get literally welcomed by the C word, you're probably not friends with that guy.
Yeah. I think it's hard because people are still. People get very triggered by these words when you just say it around them. But I find it always kind of funny because I think it's in my personal opinion, I think it's on their end that they choose to be offended by a word that has no real meaning. If it's not aimed at someone, you know what I mean?
We will. You know how you said people change to be more family friendly?
Yep.
In that first like month and a half of streaming, when Sarah came into my chat, and I was like, oh my God, I got a fucking woman in my chat now. All of a sudden, I just started sweating. I was like, oh God, I have a female viewer. I'm saying the C word over and over. So I literally got her to count how many times I'd swear on stream. The count got a little bit out of hand a couple of times, but it did help me. I started to catch myself a lot, and I brought that number down. But then I went and watched people like Slush Puppy, who is another Australian partnered streamer who does Tarkov. His literal point system in chat is ! Cunt. And you just go, this guy is just being himself. Like, I can't change who I am and how I've been brought up. It'll be disingenuous to myself if I sit there and don't swear for a stream, because it's just my emotion. It's the language that I've been brought up with.
I went like my first year of streaming without swearing once. I didn't swear at all on stream. And I got to the point where I'm like, I'm going to slip one day. And then people look, it's going to be such a big deal. Because you think about when Ninja says like one swear by accident and people lose their shit. There was like videos like Ninja swore on stream and stuff. And it's like, because he doesn't ever swear. So now it's such a big deal when he does and they turn it into a thing. It's one of those things, if you don't stay true to yourself, it eventually comes out and then people lose their shit. I was going to say, there was something else I was going to say, but and the purest form of Australian partner streamers leaning into, foul language is a streamer named Excessive Profanity, which I'm sure you've heard of.
Well, that's his name.
It's his name, exactly. So I mean, it is what it is. We don't shy away from it. Gee, if Twitch doesn't come like YouTube, he's in a bit of trouble.
I've done my part by putting mature audiences only at the start of my stream. When you first come in as a person, you have to click that button to get to the stream. Like, it says mature audiences come up on the. Once you click it, you'll never remember that you've ever clicked it, because it only ever comes up once. But you fucking clicked that.
You clicked it.
Right?
Yeah, that's it. It's on your hands. How do you feel about doing some viewer questions? Got a couple here. Good shit. All right.
I've only got about 45 minutes.
Oh, easy. I was going to wrap it in like probably 10, 15. So perfect.
There you go.
Good shit. All right. Lethal Rog from my street says, have you heard of the Aussie the Otter game?
No.
Okay, there's your answer.
I'm going to leave that closed as no. That is not an open answer.
I haven't either. I have no idea what it is. He says, are you Aussie, Texan, or does Tex mean something else?
So I'm Australian. Tex was my nickname given to me when I started playing AFL down in Victoria, because a lot of the guys, when I started playing senior football down there, it's big, by the way, Sass. You can hide a Carlton Dry bottle behind it.
Holy shit! Heard it here first.
The older guys used to walk a Texas Ranger. My last name's Walker, so Chuck Norris, Walker Texas Ranger. They say call me Texas.
Okay,
that's where it came from. And 90% of people, like, for instance, I got an award at the football, and they called up Matthew Walker, and I walked up, and people were like, that's fucking Tex. Who the fuck's this Matthew Walker guy? Like, they don't know my name. So and that was literally kids in my class wouldn't even know my name in school.
Yeah, wow.
It was just
That's dope. So how long have you had the name for then? Like
since I was 16.
Yeah, wow. So that's cool. Because I mean, like, my nickname was MattyAP. I know it's had an A in front of it. I don't know, it caught on. That's cool. I like it. I was gonna say about it's. Have you ever had any fears of using your full name on the internet? Because for me, I keep it pretty under wraps. I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do.
Have you ever worried about it? Or you think there's no need to worry? I mean, I don't think either way.
I have a big dog. People want to come to my house, he'll eat you.
He'll fuck you up.
And also I will eat you. I will fuck you up. So don't ever come to my house. That's practically it. Like, I try to keep where I live under wraps, like the city. Yeah. And then I just say Northern New South Wales, and then from that,
because there's been apparently.
People are going to find out eventually. Like, I know one person that's absolutely awesome at keeping everything private is Subpar Lover. Like, I don't even know his name, and I'm his good mate.
Yeah.
I say I'm a good mate of his. So it's one of those things, like, if you don't want people to know, you can keep it secret. But like, I'm going to meet 90% of these people at PAX. You know,
You just call them by their.
yeah. What you know? I'm gonna go up to Sassy and just say Sassy instead of his real name? I don't know when I get down there. I'd prefer people to have options. They can work it out themselves.
Yeah, that's it. Because there's been a few incidents apparently I've seen on Twitter recently where people seem to be rocking up mostly at female streamers' doors, which is extra creepy. Just because its intentions are obviously a little bit unsure.
Yeah, look, okay, if someone's doing that, they've obviously got some kind of issues deeper down.
They don't obviously know what is socially acceptable. Yeah,
and that's the hard thing about the internet is like there's a lot of people that are socially awkward, and they find a home here, and that's fine. That's how they can grow and build confidence. But when they take it to that next step, you're like, okay, boy, you might need to go and see someone.
Yeah. Do you think it's only going to get worse? That kind of world of people trying to find out where. I mean, obviously swatting has been a thing for quite some time.
Yeah, which is we don't have to worry about in Australia really because
it's one of those things. There's no real way to stop it. Like there just is no way to stop it. I don't really even have a question for it. It's like I can't really say. What do you think about how do you think we can stop it?
I know where you're going to get to it. Like you can't. Well, you can stop it by not giving out your details and stuff like that. But if people really wanted to, they could track shit down. But
I think that's the thing. It's someone's. The bigger you get. I mean, I remember just searching up something about Summit. It was completely praise height or something. But it came up with a wiki. It had 5 foot nothing, as Dr. D would say. But it had all these details: full name, where he lives, not his full address, but enough that anyone could probably start piecing enough together from that to find out where he lives. And I mean, there was that situation with Dr. Disrespect as well, where someone came past and shot. Yeah,
it's one of those weird things. It's like you doing an IRL stream. It's one of those. It's one of those things. Like, do I want to publicly let everyone know where I am right? And you need to stop and say, if I'm going to do an IRL stream, do I want to do that? Do I want to publicly tell? Because that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
and you just have to be ready for that. If someone approaches you and they know you, it's not get freaked out. The thing is hey, how you doing? Yeah. And then you can kind of assess is this guy going to kill me? If he's not, I'm in a public place, so it doesn't matter.
I think for those out and about ones, it's kind of nice when people come up and say hi. It gives you something to do. But I think when you're by yourself and there's no camera as well, that would probably be.
If someone came up my door, I'd tell them, can you please fuck
up to the door, 100%.
And then I would literally call the police and say, hey, I had this person approach my house. I don't know them. It's weird,
Yeah.
And that's how we're adults. If someone approaches you and you don't know them, a stranger danger, we can't just go, Mum told me not to talk to any strangers. We're adults. Fucking call the cops. That one person is one out of a million that's all of a sudden approaching you.
Yeah.
They need to be sorted out. It's not a socially acceptable thing to approach someone else's house when you don't know them.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's scary, but hopefully, and the thing is, you're never gonna stop it. You just have to try and, I guess, control it as best you can. Drawser says, how did Ozzy find Helga? But then he said, I think it is Helga. So I'm not really sure what that question means.
What was the question?
How did Ozzy how did Tex find Helga? And he said, I think it's Helga. So I'm not sure what Helga is.
I found Helga at a Melbourne International bar when I was drinking Heineken. I was about 14 down. And we just exchanged numbers that night. And since then, she's been our bartender.
Oh. Wait.
Yeah. She's my bartender in my den, if you didn't know.
No, I didn't know. I have to... Okay.
Everyone that comes in and I'm not in a really intense moment and they follow, I invite into the den, and Helga's there to provide you a beverage.
Oh, okay, very good. Helga, okay. I'm going to go on a limb and say she's a pretend character, perhaps.
She's very real to us, Matty.
Sorry if she's watching right now. There you go. Okay, wow. I'm enlightened. Wow. Mustafa said, do you like cookies? That's a weird ass question. I guess I'll let you answer it because it's there.
Was that Engage?
No, that
No?
was Mustafa. Yeah, Mustafa
Oh,
just
Mustafa.
asked.
Well,
Yeah, we
I
were
thought it
talking
would
about
be
cookies
engaged.
before the podcast started. So
Love it.
love them. I guess what's your favorite? Let's just fucking go deep on the cookie talk.
Macadamia, I enjoy.
Wait, were you the one that answered that earlier in chat? Or was that someone
No,
else? 'Cause I think someone else said the exact same one. There you go.
it's because they're a fucking smart person.
Yeah, there you go. Apparently, there you go. You heard it here first. Josh O says Ozzy Osbourne inspired the name. Well, we've already question mark. We already know that's not true.
Tick that off.
You're the Voice by John Farnham. It just says You're the Voice. Don't know if that's a question.
No, that is the start of lyrics. That's a song.
I know that is. But what is there? Do you know what what he means?
No.
Okay, yeah,
No, I'm gathering he just wanted us to sing, and this isn't Twitch sings.
Oh, okay, yeah, very confusing. All right, and Kelsey says, "What inspired you to start streaming?" Which we've delved into. And do you see yourself streaming in a few years? But I want to change that a little bit to where I guess do you think you'll be in a couple of years? Do you have certain plans and goals for the stream?
Yeah.
For the next couple of years, short goals.
I
long-term
gotta
goals?
sort shit out IRL before I can get right back into streaming. That's the biggest thing. Like at the moment, I've got a casual employment.
Yep.
And it's not quite enough to pay the way at the moment. So that's my main concern.
Yeah.
And like I've had a very generous community and like helping me knock a few things over and things like that, IRL stuff, which is one of those things like we were talking about on coffee, like doing the whole living expenses thing. If I need help, I'll put it up. And like I don't expect anyone to donate. But if I don't,
it doesn't bother me. Yeah, with the
if I don't let people know, they're never gonna
exactly.
So it's one of those things. Like I put it up every now and again, but the fact is, like, I don't expect anyone to donate or anything like that. It's just like
I think the call to arms of Twitch communities is stronger than a lot of people realize. I mean, when people need help, people come to streamers' aid. You know what I mean? Because
it's
because we're also viewers, we're also part of communities, and
that's it. It's a community. Like the amount of people that we've helped, like I've helped multiple people through suicidal patterns.
Yeah.
Via DMs and stuff like that have been members of my community. A lot of people get scared when people have issues and they're like, oh, you should go and talk to a professional. I've had a lot of stuff happen in my life where I can lean on past experiences.
And I think that's
and if you know the person and they're regular and you know them and you can talk them through situations using your own personal experiences, then that's going to be more beneficial than them shitting themselves in front of a GP. They still need to see a GP for any kind of medications and stuff that they need to go on. And I think they should always see the GP to discuss it. But I know it's a lot harder opening up to a GP than it is
100%
another person that you
probably
know.
a lot cheaper opening up to
so
someone.
So saying that the communities, it's a community, bro. It's not.
I think
it's not. And that's the thing. I took it from the OzzyTex brand. It used to be the OzzyTex Discord, and I created it into the den, and now I'm just a bitch over to the side. Practically, the community takes forefront, and like I don't try to advertise my things on the den socials or anything like that. That's for everyone else. That's everyone else gets their own piece of the pie. Because like I said, if everyone's a friend and they're not in your stream, they're going to be in someone else's stream. And like I said, if you can go into someone else's stream and you know people in chat, it makes it so much nicer and more friendly as a community environment. Yeah, there
you go. I mean, that's the thing. Hey, if anyone wants to be part of the den and that greater community, sounds. I mean, you guys have saying really that you don't see as much on Twitch. It's definitely
a competitive market.
It's a real Twitch could do with more communities like that. I was going to say though quickly, it might be a controversial topic in a way. What's your stance on people coming into chats and you don't know them, you've never seen them before? Say someone comes in your chat and they say, I want to kill myself. I've had that happen a few times, and it's very hard to obviously know if they're just trolling because you've never seen them and you think, why would this person?
100%.
What's that like? What would? I mean, it's like, do you shut your stream down for them? Like, it's very hard to go on. Obviously, when someone says that, it's hard to not feel like there's something there you need to address. And when you're trying to be overly like entertaining,
if it's a brand new person to stream, I'd question, like, I'd try to get them to talk for one and just ask, what's going on, mate?
And then like if it got into a further thing, I can rely on a couple of my moderators to take that conversation offline and just see if it is genuine or not. But I wouldn't close stream down. And I say this to every single fucking person I know. My DMs are always open. I might not get back to you straight away, but if you can vent and get what you need off your chest, I will get back to you.
Do you think Twitch chat has a time and place for those kind of conversations, or do you think they always should stick to DMs? Do you think?
I think they should stick to DMs unless it's a literal IRL stream where people are discussing certain things.
Yeah.
If it's an IRL, literally a just chatting stream where everyone's just getting shit off their chest, having a bit of a banner, and someone comes in there a little bit down in the dumps, one, the chat can lift them up.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Champions Club. You go into there. There's guys. Man, I've had a really bad day today, and everyone, like 10 people, will at them and get into it. It's like, Dr. Seject, he's this big raging fucking guy. He looks angry all the time. You look at his chat. Some of it is a little bit trolly, but 90% of it, those guys are all like, we're in the Champions Club. This is a community. This is like, we're all part of this.
100%.
So
it's something to aspire to, I guess, for a lot of streamers to build that community that has people in it that are willing to jump at the chance to bring people in, make them see that they've got a place. They can fit in and have a community. Bro, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
2 hours. That was easy,
mate. We banged it out easy. Like, if anything, that was too easy. Not enough grilling. I think your community's gonna be pissed because I didn't go in hard enough on you as some of the people.
Blackbeard, don't worry.
Yeah, he was definitely one of the ones. Do you want to plug anything social media that you would like to share? Anything coming up? Feel free to.
I suppose at the Den Social on Twitter, and I suppose if I can chuck my Discord link in, that'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, chuck it in. Yeah, if anyone wants to join, I'm definitely going to jump in on the Den Social as well. And can anyone join, or is there?
100%. It's an open Discord. 100%. Like there's a stream team within it.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like, but we have a lot of other streamers, and the thing is, like, the Discord is practically for people to discover streamers that they wouldn't have discovered organically, because they're so far down in the directory. Like, we've got people with 1 average viewer, we've got people with 15 average viewers. We're all starting off small fish. Like, sometimes people don't scroll down and they wouldn't find those people if they didn't have avenues like this. So it's a good way for people to find new
100%
new streamers and other people with the same passions as them.
Yeah, like-minded as well. No, it's great, man. Well, thank you so much. Keep up what you're doing. I'm loving seeing what's coming out of what you're putting out right now. But hopefully the back's healing up and will be 100% soon enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go test it out at work shortly. That'll be good.
Good shit. Wait, do you do nights or?
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
At the moment. Yeah, I'm trying to get that's one of the things that's impacted streaming so much is I'm working night fill most of the time.
Yeah, right.
Where my normal stream times used to be 7 till kind of 12. Now they're like when I can fucking do one. It's kind of really frustrating in that regards. But yeah.
Can I ask one more question? Do you find that it matters being on a consistent like time even of day, or do you think
100%? Like I said, when I was at 600 followers, I was in a better position sub-wise and average viewer-wise and everything than I am today. And I've got almost 1,500 followers now. Like, that's more than double the followers, and I've got worse stats because the consistency and the time of day means everything. It's someone tuning into the block on Channel 7 every single day, they know it's going to be there at 7.
Yeah.
If they sit there and you're not there, they're going to go somewhere else.
That's true. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
it's just one of those things, man.
Hopefully it all gets back to where you want it to be, but I'm stoked that you're just back at all, and that and back, no pun intended. Hopefully you feel better soon, dude. I really hope you get that speedy recovery and you get back exactly the way you want to be. But I think you're doing great, man, and you've built a solid community. I think you should be damn fucking proud of what you've done.
That's it. I appreciate all the community members coming into the chat here as well.
100%. No, it's great to see them all showing. So this is actually so far the most support I've seen I know you're the third streamer, content creator that I've had on so far. So far, the most hype community that you've brought in. So appreciate everyone that's come by as well to show love to Tex and the podcast. Appreciate it, Tex.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming
All
on,
right,
man.
mate.
I
No
appreciate
worries,
you.
mate.
And hopefully we can do it again sometime down the track. Obviously, this is like a daily thing. So I think if I can get you on again, I'm sure there's plenty more we could banter about down the track.
Can I just say, who knew there was a man under that beard, chat?
Bro, I forgot what I look like, and I shaved off like 2 months ago, and I'm already
See you,
like
Kels.
forgetting what I look like with the beard. Like I have to go back
Yeah.
and refresh my memory because the hair's gone and everything. Now.
It was like I came into your stream the other day. I was like, that's a different beast. My dad's had a beard since he was 18, and he
Really?
asked my mum if she wanted him to shave it for their wedding, and she said, "You have a fucking suntan, no way."
Somehow I had this for about 2 years.
Because you were a landscaper, were you not?
I was, yeah. I got out of landscaping about a year and a bit ago,
Yeah.
and like I said, I grew the beard out of laziness. I just had no reason to shave it, and then people started complimenting it. So I thought, okay, well, shit. Well, I guess we'll keep it for a while, and it ended up down past the nips, and I'm like, well, all right. And then it becomes a persona. You know what I mean? People expect it.
This is 4 days after I trimmed, and I think I'm going to
that's
go.
pretty good.
I'm going to go through to PAX. I think
Ooh, hell yeah. Wait, so you are going to PAX this year?
that is the plan
All
at
right.
this stage.
Because I had immediately said I'm not going this year because of finances and whatnot. But I'm kind of thinking, well, look, I don't know if I'd have severe FOMO if I missed out. I think I'd struggle knowing it was going on and I wasn't there. So I'll definitely try and get
The
there.
only thing that got me through people going to PAX last year was the fact that fucking Red Dead dropped at the same time, and I had something to play and keep my mind occupied while they were all
Yeah,
at
and
PAX.
I think a lot of the people at PAX were stressing that Red Dead dropped and they were at
Yeah.
PAX when they were playing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're in the
Yeah,
probably
I was
the
in
boat
the
that a lot of people
I was
wanted to
in the
be
else.
in. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, let's hope this year they don't kind of do that again. They've changed the dates though. I think because TwitchCon last year doubled up with it or something like that. So I think maybe they've changed the dates a little bit to factor in for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, hopefully I can make it down and meet you.
That'd be good, man.
At some point, man. Bro, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it.
I appreciate
It's been an absolute pleasure. Everyone,
That's been good here.
The TheOzzyTex, go check him out.
All right, no
We'll
worries. I'll
talk
catch
soon.
you guys later.
No
Appreciate it, man.
worries. Bro, take care of yourself, man. Appreciate you.
See you, bro.
Absolute legend. Another one.